I'm here with Homestead Jr. Jared Kistler for this week's player interview here in the Homestead football pregame show. And Jared, the past few weeks of the season, you have emerged as a go-to deep threat on the offensive end, as you have had 2 receiving touchdowns over 70 yards. How have you improved from the start of the season to now?
Like I said, my coaches, they have harped to me that I can be a very good player, and I've listened to them, and I've tried to develop my skill and listen to their details and try to play the best of my ability on the field and just do my job and make sure I come up with the ball and make yardage.
And going into last week's matchup, many thought Carroll had a reasonable chance at knocking off the undefeated Spartans. That was not the case, as you pulled away in the second half to win 42-15. How did it feel to beat your bitter rival at their own home stadium?
It felt pretty good. Like I said, we don't really like Carroll like that. It's a rival game. It was at their home stadium. There was some conflict on social media that we weren't going to do this, we weren't going to do that. It just felt really good coming out and being able to beat them on their home field and sending them home.
And with the win last week, the only way the Spartans don't win the SAC is if they lose the remaining 2 games of the regular season, which are against teams with a combined record of 1-13. How does the team stay focused and not look ahead to what will likely happen in the future?
Our coaches harped on just make sure we do our job. We can't come to these next 2 games thinking that we're just going to go out there and beat them. We got to play every team to the best of our ability. They're a good team. We're a good team. We just got to go out there and focus, do our job, and make sure we play hard and long.
In 3 of the past 4 weeks, the team has played Dwenger, Snyder, and Carroll, with those games being high in intensity. How does the team not afford to have a letdown against much lesser competition tonight?
Like I said, our coaches said that we cannot play down to their level. We got to play to our level, Homestead football, and they harped on that all week. We had 2 great practices that we harped on that with, and we just got to come out and act like they're an undefeated team, and we got to beat them.
And how would you rate your individual performance up to this point in the season?
To be honest, I don't really focus on individual performance, but like I said, I always have room to improve. I've been pretty good up to this point, but I always have room to improve for my skill.
And being only a junior with plenty of time to look for colleges, do you have any plans to play college football?
Yes, that's a big dream of mine, to go play college football. I've always wanted to play on a Saturday night in a big stadium with a huge crowd behind me, so yes, I do.
A year ago, by a single point in sectionals. However, this year is much different as the Generals are 0-7 and struggling in the SAC. From your viewpoint, what do you know about this Wayne team?
I know they got some good players over there. Keyshawn, he's a grown man playing football. We just got to start out fast, make sure we get the ball moving, and if we score a lot, we'll probably turn it off, and we'll just have the game from there.
All right, thanks, Jared, and good luck tonight.
Appreciate it.
We'll be back with more of the pregame show leading up to kickoff of tonight's Week 8 matchup right after this. You're listening to Homestead Spartan Football on the Point 91 FM.
Moe's specializes in southwestern foods like burritos, tacos, and nachos with no microwaves or freezers. You can visit Moe's online at moes.com. Thank you, Moe's, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10345 Illinois Road inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carryout by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
And now, let's head back out to the stadium for more Homestead Spartan football, right here on the Point 91 FM.
Welcome back to Homestead High School for tonight's SAC Conference matchup between the Homestead Spartans and the Wayne Generals. I'm Donnie Harmon, here with Matt Saalfrank and Braden Carroll. And it's time for a weekly segment, Look Around the SAC.
And now it's time for the look around the SAC with Donnie and Matt. It's week 8 and Homestead is trying to clinch their first ever SAC championship by beating Wayne tonight. But let's take a look at the other conference games tonight, including a big one at Spooler Stadium. Here's Donnie Harmon.
Welcome to the look around the SAC. I'm Donnie Harmon here with Matt Saalfrank. And Matt, we got a pretty good week of SAC football ahead of us.
Yeah, a lot of good games going on tonight.
A lot of good matchups. We'll kick things off with the 2 1-6 teams, Southside at Bishop Lures. What do you have happening in this one?
Yeah, one game where the teams are pretty evenly matched up. Last year in this game, Lures won 48-16. I think this one will be a lot closer this year. Like you said, both teams 1-6 on the season. with each team's only win over the 0-7 Wayne Generals. I think there are a lot of turnovers in this one, and Southside wins 49-37 over Lures as the Archers pick up their second win on the season.
Say 49-37.
Yes.
I think it's going to be a lot lower scoring than that. I think the Archers defense much improved from a year ago. Southside, they've been playing better. They've only won one game, but they've been in some close ones, competed with Northrop, competed with Northside. Lures, it's really the same. Both teams have been close in a lot of games. It's at Bishop Lures. I think Lures wins this one. I think it's close, but I think they win 22-17. That's what I got in this one. Another game, Northrop at Northside. Northrop 4-3. They can have a winning season if they win this one.
Yeah, I think this will be a very good game. Both teams somewhat evenly matched up. Northside coming off a narrow 1-point win over their rival Southside last Friday night, 17-16. Northrop coming off a huge loss to Snyder last week. Northrop, like you said, 4-3 on the season. Northside 3-4. However, the Legends are 3-0 when quarterback Deuce Taylor plays and 0-4 when he doesn't. I think both teams have identical records after this game as Deuce Taylor leads another game-winning drive late in the fourth quarter. Northside wins 35-31 over Northrop.
I agree. Deuce Taylor, he's a player. He knows how to win. I think Northside gets the win in a close one. Both teams, I think, are pretty evenly matched. Northrop maybe a little stronger on defense. Northside, they got some good skill position players. Alex Holiday Robinson, I think he has a big game in this one. And Deuce Taylor leads them to a close win. I have Northside winning 28-24. Northside, their last game against Concordia, there's a chance we could see the Legends have a winning season.
Yeah, Northside much improved. When they started the season 0-3, everyone was doubting me. I kept picking Northside every single week. I even picked them to beat Carroll. They ended up losing 42-0. No one believed in the Legends but me, so I gotta say I'm part of their success this season.
I'd have to agree. And that last game against Concordia, it's a very winnable one, but Concordia is still a solid team. Only 3-4 on the year. They host Carroll, who is 4-3. What you got in this one?
Yeah, well, Carroll obviously coming off a huge loss to Homestead last Friday night. The Chargers were playing very well as they only trailed 14-12 at the half. However, Homestead's offense and defense stepped up the final two quarters as the Spartans outscored Carroll 28-3 in the second half. And even with the loss, Carroll is still a very good team in the SAC. Concordia coming off an easy win over Wayne, 35-16. I think that one was close in the first half, but Concordia pulled away in the final two quarters. I really want to pick Concordia on this one, but I think Carroll is still the better overall team. I think the Chargers win this one 42-28 over Concordia.
Last year, Concordia got the win 47-21 against Carroll. I don't think they have quite as much offensive firepower, and Carroll's defense obviously much improved. And I think Concordia will keep it close maybe towards halftime, but Carroll pulls away in the second half. I think they win this one 34-14. The Chargers obviously are 3 losses to the top 3 teams in the conference. Homestead, obviously one of those teams. They played tonight against Wayne, who was 0-7. We're not picking that one. But the game of the week, no doubt, is going to be Bishop Dwenger at Snyder.
Yeah, these teams each have one loss, with both losing to Homestead earlier on in the season. Dwenger lost by 2 and held Homestead to a season low 17 points. Snyder gave up 49 points and lost while still scoring 36 points. The only hope for either of these teams to win the SAC is for Homestead to lose their final 2 games, which are against 2 of the bottom 3 teams in the conference, which probably won't happen. This is basically a second place game in the SAC, as a loser will drop to 6-2 on the season and the winner will be 7-1. Dwenger coming off a shutout win over rival Bishop Lures last week, 47-0. Snyder coming off a dominating win over their rival, the Northrop Bruins, 48-21. This could prove to be one of the best games the entire year in the SAC and in the Fort Wayne area. I think this will be really close as both teams appear to be very evenly matched up. I actually have a suggestion: new rivalry week. You keep Homestead Carroll, you keep Northside Southside, you make Dwenger Snyder a rivalry game instead of week 8, you make Lures Concordia a rivalry game, they're both private schools, and then Northrop Wayne, because they're both in Fort Wayne Community Schools, instead of a bunch of random teams playing each other that don't seem like rivals. But anyway, I think Snyder wins this one 14-13 on a blocked PAT by the Panther defense in the final moments of the game.
This game is going to be a toss-up. These are obviously 2 of the top 3 teams, really perennially the 2 top teams in the SAC. Homestead obviously taking the top slot as the top of the conference this year, but this will be a very good game. The Dwenger defense is elite. They're the best defense in the conference, I think. They're the only team that's been able to slow the Homestead offense down remotely, holding them to 17 points. The offense not on the same level as the defense, but they can still get the job done if they're playing from ahead. I think Snyder, they have to score some points early, get out to an early lead if they want to win this one. John Barnes needs to make some plays with his legs, and I think you got to have some receivers step up and make some explosive plays for Snyder, break off some long ones, whether it's Dylan Duff, Alonzo Derrick. You have to have some big plays. Hayden Ellinger also not playing for Bishop Dwenger in this one, star linebacker. So that'll be a big loss. I think Snyder is able to put up some points, and I think if this ends up being a bit of a shootout, Snyder wins, no doubt. I do think the Panthers end up winning this one 28-24.
Yeah,
Snyder, Dwenger, that's sure to be a great game. And Homestead, Wayne. Homestead 7-0 on the year. Wayne 0-7. Homestead can win the victory bell. Clinch it outright with a win tonight. So stay tuned. You're listening to the home of Homestead Spartan football, the Point 91 FM.
Casa Italian Restaurants with 4 Fort Wayne locations: West Jefferson Boulevard, DuPont Road, Parnell Avenue, and Stellhorn Road. Featuring Fort Wayne's famous Casa Burro salad, wood-burning brick oven pizzas, and over 30 pasta selections. Dine-in or carry-out available, or let Casa cater your next special occasion. Online at CasaRestaurants.com. Follow Casa on Facebook and Twitter. Casa Italian Restaurants, a proud sponsor of WCYT Sports Broadcasts.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10345 Illinois Road inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carryout by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
And now, let's head back out to the stadium for more Homestead Spartan football, right here on the Point 91 FM.
Welcome back live for tonight's game between Homestead and Wayne on the campus of Homestead High School. I'm Donnie Harmon here with Matt Saalfrank and Braden Carroll. A few minutes out from kickoff. And guys, it would be an understatement to say the Spartans are the favorite in this one, as they have the complete opposite record of their opponent, the Wayne Generals. Homestead 7-0, number 3 in 6A, and Wayne 0-7.
Yeah, Homestead the heavy favorite in this one, as they have not lost the entire season, like you just mentioned. And if Homestead is able to beat teams like Dwenger and Snyder, there's pretty much no chance Wayne knocks off Homestead. And since joining the SAC in 2015, Homestead has not lost to Wayne, as the Spartans are 4-0. I'm not even sure last year's Wayne team would be able to keep up with this year's Homestead team. Obviously, Homestead beat Wayne last year, but Wayne was 9-3, only lost to Homestead and Dwenger, a very good team in 2018. And obviously, no Braden Hardwick and Cam Rogers tonight for the Spartans. And I think I would be absolutely shocked if Homestead does not have a 35-point margin or more. It'd have to put the mercy rule into effect. There's pretty much no chance Wayne wins this one.
Yeah, no offense to our Wolverine fans listening, but it would take a Michigan App State style game to hand Wayne the upset. Any chances for Wayne to win this one have been wiped out since week 1. Their defense, or lack thereof, will most likely have no answer to Goody and his pair of whiteout stars, so expect this to be a quick one.
And someone who's really stepped up on the offensive end the past few weeks is Jared Kistler. Struggled the first couple games of the year, but every week since then he's essentially topped his season high in yards. Last week had about 185 yards. And it would be out of the question to say he's the top weapon on this team, especially now with Hardwick out for the year.
Yeah, Kistler's had 3 straight games with a receiving touchdown after not having any receiving touchdowns in the first 4 weeks of the season combined. Like you said, Kistler had his best game of the season by far last week with 5 catches, 185 yards, and a receiving touchdown. He actually leads the team in receiving yards after last week's impressive performance. Kistler, like you said, had a very slow start to the season, but has steadily improved week after week. I expect him to be the Spartans' top receiver in the 2020 season and continue to play well the rest of the current season.
And probably the most well-known player on this Wayne team is Keyshawn Fields, a star running back. He's not only the team's leading rusher, but also the team's leading tackler. If they want any chance of pulling off an upset tonight, he has to have a big game on both sides of the field.
And Wayne lost a lot of talent from last season, but Keyshawn Fields, the best returning player for the Generals, leads the team in rushing yards with 519 and 7 rushing touchdowns. Also leads the team in tackling with 45 total tackles. I expect him to have a big game tonight on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, that's a big if, I'll tell you that. This Wayne team needs him to ball out better than he has all season on both sides of the field. Needless to say, he'll be a legend if he can pull out a win tonight. I don't mean a north side legend, though.
We'll take another quick break, but be back for the start of this game. Stay tuned. You're listening to the Point 91 FM.
This portion of today's broadcast on the Point 91 FM is brought to you by
Marco's Pizza, located at 1345 Illinois Road inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carry out by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
And now let's head back out to the stadium for more Homestead Spartan football, right here on the Point 91 FM.
Welcome back live at Homestead High School as we get set for tonight's SAC matchup between the undefeated number 3 ranked team in Class 6A, the Homestead Spartans, and the 0-7 Wade Generals. I'm Donnie Harmon here with Matt Saalfrank. Just about to get started for kickoff, and Homestead against an 0-7 team late in the year. Sometimes you would expect a letdown, but if Homestead wins tonight, they clinch the victory bell outright. And you think that's going to prevent any chance of a letdown performance?
Yeah, I'm not really sure the quality of Wayne would even be able to keep up with this Homestead powerful offense and defense. Wayne has not won a game the entire season. They've had 13 fumbles, lost 11 of them this season, 19.4 points per game. That's only 7th in the SAC, so their offense is toward the bottom middle half. They're definitely not the worst offensive team in the SAC, but their defense, like Braden said earlier, gives up about 40 points a game, and that's about how many points Homestead scores on the offensive end. So I'd be shocked if this one isn't a blowout, as Homestead and Wayne opposite record, 7-0 in 0-7. Homestead third ranked in Class 6A, one of the best teams in the state. This would probably be one of the biggest upsets ever if Wayne is somehow able to beat Homestead tonight.
And with Brayton Hardick done for the year, do you expect Homestead to go with more of a pass-heavy offense or stick to their normal scheme and try and see who their go-to running back is going to be for the rest of the year?
Well, I think tonight it doesn't really matter a whole lot, as if Homestead passes it every single play, I think they're still going to win probably the same amount they would if they had a mix of the two, as Wayne, obviously not a very, not the best team compared to the other competition Homestead has played. But yeah, I think Homestead will try to experiment with who to put in at running back. Brayden Harvick, even if he was able to play in this one, I wouldn't see a reason for him to play the next 2 games, but likely not going to return for the season for the Spartans. And I think Ryan Burton may start at running back this one for the Homestead Spartans. He was listed as backup running back at the start of the season and didn't really get any carries at all. So this is really his first time playing running back.
Something else notable, Cam Rogers, Homestead's leading tackler, Miami of Ohio commit, the senior captain, not eligible for the first 3 quarters in this game, suspended for a hit he got ejected for in the Carroll game, so that could have an impact on Homestead's defense.
Yeah, he wasn't, I don't think he was ejected for the hit. I think he had 2 personal fouls, and that was the reason of the ejection. But I mean, I really don't think it's going to make too much of a difference with Cam Rogers being out. There's so many important playmakers and so many talented playmakers on this Homestead defensive end. Even if Rogers did play, it probably wouldn't make too much of a difference, as Homestead is overall overwhelmingly the more talented team in this one.
There's a little rainy out. Not sure if the conditions will have any effect on this one. Homestead does have a turf field. Very similar weather to last year's game. Hopefully, if you're Homestead, you don't want the game to be as close as last year's game.
Yeah, well, that was a completely different Wayne team. They somehow only put up 13 points on an average Homestead defense, I'll say, from last season. That was when Luke Goody and Jake Archibald were still splitting time at quarterback when they played last year. But yeah, Wayne very good last year, lost a lot of talent, and they're down quite a bit this year.
Homestead will kick off to start this game. Wayne has a couple guys back deep to return. Looks to be Sean Collins and Cameron Webb back deep. Fry to kick off for the Spartans, looking to move to 8-0 on the year. One step closer to winning the victory bell. And we're off. A little squib kick up the middle, fielded by Collins inside the 25 in the middle of the field, bounces out towards the left hash, tripped up, but he keeps going, pushes forward to the 30. He's stuck and taken down near the left sideline, so Wayne will set up shop at about their own 29.
Yeah, let's see, it'd be a huge statement for this Wayne team to put up some points early on in this one against a very good Homestead defense.
At the 28 or 29-yard line, that's where
Wayne
first down and 10.
Will set up at their own 28-yard line. Sophomore quarterback Ian Meek leads them out there. Meek only about 50% on the year. 7 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, just a sophomore. the go-to guy on the offense is Keyshawn Fields. 570 rushing yards on the season.
Number 18, Aiden Meek, the starting quarterback for Wayne.
And Meek leads him out there. Ball on the left, hash 1st and 10, a receiver either side, fullback and running back out there. Fullback dive up the middle, pushes forward for about a yard before he's taken down.
And I said 11 lost fumbles on the season for this Wayne team. Wet conditions, I expect maybe to see a few turnovers tonight.
And that was Keyshawn Fields actually playing fullback there. A 2-yard gain, so it's 2nd down and 8. Wayne with it at their own 30. 11:30 left in the first, 0-0 ball game. I formation once again, ball in the left hash. 2 receivers out right, 1 out left. 2nd and 8 for Wayne. Fields at fullback. I believe it's Collinson at tailback. Ball is snapped. Handoff to Collins up the middle. He's hit after a couple of yards and he's dropped. Actually got up to about the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard or more. So it'll be 3rd down and about 7 for the Generals.
And the Spartan defense has played well through the first 2 plays. Pretty much what we expected. The stop here would be huge to get the ball back to this powerful Homestead offense.
Wayne doesn't want a 3 and out, or they want any chance of pulling upset. Not a good way to start the game and set the tone. 2 handoffs haven't gone for much, and it's 3rd down and 7. 10:38 left in the first. Homestead Wayne tied 0-0, first possession of the ball game. Ball on the left hash for this 3rd and 7 at their own 31. I formation, a receiver either side. Ball is snapped. Meek just hands it off to Fields up the middle, bounces outside, gets past the 1st down marker, and he's taken down. So a run on 3rd and 7, and Wayne is able to keep the chains moving as Keyshawn Fields got it out to his own 41.
Yeah, Keyshawn Fields, a very good run there for the Wayne Generals to pick up the 1st down.
A holding was called. Wayne has been known for commit some penalties this year, so this will be going back. No 1st down. Instead, it'll be 3rd down and about 17.
That was a good run by Fields, but doesn't count.
So Wayne will get moved back quite a bit. They thought they had a 1st down, but penalties have hurt them this year. We've heard some stories about just how many penalties they've committed.
Holding called on Wayne. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
10-yard penalty from the spot.
3rd down and 20.
And it'll be 3rd down and 20 for the Generals. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers out either side, ball on the left hash. 10 minutes left in the first, 0-0 ball game. Wayne in need of a miracle on this play. This 3rd and 20. Ball is snapped. Then it's handed off to Fields, and he's dropped in the backfield for a loss. Keyshawn Fields gets pulled down for a loss of about 3. And it'll be 3rd down even farther, or 4th down farther.
Bring up 4th down.
And now is when the special teams comes into effect. Wayne needs to get a good punt away, not let it get blocked or something like that if they want to have a chance in this one.
4th and 20. Wayne will punt to Jake Archbold just in front of the 50-yard line. Wayne in need of a good punt here. Ball is snapped. The punt is away. Bit of a low one. Archbold fields it at midfield, bobbles it, and he's able to fall in it, I believe. He muffed the punt there, but it looks like Homestead was able to recover, so Archbold really his first special teams mistake of the year. But Wayne couldn't capitalize.
Yeah, very rainy out right now. The field is wet. The ball is wet. Archbold couldn't quite hold on to that. There was a Wayne player that ran right past the ball, wasn't able to hold on to it, and luckily Homestead regained possession.
Homestead starts at the Wayne 48. Ryan Burton is playing running back. They'll start off 1st and 10 on the right hash. 3 receivers out left, 1 out right. Goody out there with Burton. Burton only been out there for 1 snap at running back so far this year, but he gets to start with Hardwick done for the year. 9:06 on the clock in the first quarter as Homestead takes over 0-0. Screen pass out left to Scavo. Gets it up to the 45. Tries to bounce out past the left hash, and he's pulled down. Gain of about 2 on 1st down. Will bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Spartans.
He was pulled down by Ronald Elliott III for Wayne, senior, 5'10", only 150, but able to pull down Scavo, who's also somewhat of a small player. Surprising to see Scavo get this start at receiver. I guess Rogers out, so maybe not too surprising.
2nd and 8 at the Wayne 46. 8:40 left in the first, 0-0 ball game. Homestead with it. They'll line up with 3 receivers out right, 1 out left. Goody in the backfield with Burton. Ball is snapped. Fake handoff to Burton, throws it out to Scavo in the flat right side, past the first down marker up towards the 35, and he'll be pulled down by 3 Wayne defenders.
Yeah, Scavo's had a really good game week 1 against Northup, 100 receiving yards, a receiving touchdown. Been pretty quiet since then, but 2 big catches early on for the Homestead Spartan player.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Homestead at the Wayne 35. New set of downs, they'll have it at the right hash. 8:15 left in the first scoreless ball game. 2 receivers out left, 1 out right. Goody in the backfield with Burton. Max Schultz in there. Play a bit of a fullback position. Ball is snapped. A bad snap. Goes past Goody. He's able to pick it up, roll out right side. And I believe he'll step out of bounds, so a huge loss on the play for Homestead. And it'll be 2nd down and forever.
About an 11-yard
Yeah,
loss.
you mentioned earlier this is similar type weather to last year's game when Homestead played Wayne. We saw a lot of those type plays. I believe Homestead, they lost 84 yards of rushing because of the exact same type of plays.
It'll be 2nd down and 21 for Homestead. So this first drive maybe not as easy as they thought. They have it at the Wayne 46, 7:53 left in the first, 0-0 ball game. With it on the right hash. 2 receivers out left. 1 out right at tight end right side. Goody in the backfield with Burton. Ball is snapped. Fake handoff to Burton. Goody back to throw. Throws it deep through the hands of Griffin Little. Would have been a 1st down. And we can see already the wet conditions having an impact on this one.
Yeah, almost every single play, it seems like the rainy conditions on this field making a big difference, even though it still is turf.
3rd and 21 for Homestead. Let's take a big play. They want to move the chains. 3 receivers out left, 1 out right, ball in the right hash. Goody in the backfield with Burton, shotgun formation. Ball is snapped, Goody back to throw on 3rd and long under pressure. It's a screen pass deflected, incomplete, 4th down and 21. So the bad snap allows the Wayne defense to get a big stop on that first drive.
That'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, good stop by this Wayne team as Homestead will try to punt it and pin Wayne deep in their own territory.
They have it at the Wayne 46. Goody will punt a little behind that. It looks like Webb back to return the kick for the Generals. 7:42 left in the first scoreless ball game. Homestead unable to score in that first drive. The wet conditions having some impact on them. Ball is snapped. Goody's punt is up. Not a real long one. It'll bounce at the 15 and go towards the end zone. And Homestead unable to stop it at the 1. It'll be a touchback, and Wayne will start at their own 20.
Still good for Goody to able to hold on to the snap, didn't fumble it. Could have gone a lot worse, but Homestead, their offense didn't look the greatest, but obviously the weather playing an impact already early on for both teams.
Wayne heads back out there with 7:32 left in the first. A 3-and-out their first drive.
I believe in last year's game there were 10 combined punts. Already seen a few today.
Generals head back out on offense. They'll set up at the middle of the field.
Receiver
Receiver either side, I formation. And a tight end to the right. A false start on Wayne. That looked to be the tight end, Cameron Webb. And this one we went back. 1st and 15 for Wayne.
False start called on the Generals.
Already the 2nd penalty on Wayne just about 4.5 minutes into this first quarter.
It'll be 1st and 15 at their own 15 for the Generals. I formation. A receiver either side, ball in the middle of the field, and a tight end to the left. Ball is snapped. Hand off to Collins. Hit the line of scrimmage and taken down. Actually for a loss of about 1, so it'll be 2nd down and 16 for Wayne.
This is a similar situation to the first drive that Wayne had back in their own territory thanks to a penalty. But huge if Wayne is able to pick up a 1st down.
Loss of 1. 2nd down.
2nd down and 16 for Wayne at their own 14. 7:05 left in the first scoreless ball game. 2 receivers out right, 1 out left. I formation. Wayne struggling a little bit on offense so far. And the quarterback, Meek, looks to get some yards here. And a flag is thrown. This will probably be a false start on the Generals.
3rd penalty now. I'm keeping track.
False start called on the Generals.
Third penalty on Wayne. Move them back some more, and it'll be second down and 21 at their own 9. Started at their 20, and penalties have moved them back.
Yeah, and Wayne's last win against Homestead came in 1992.
If they keep committing penalties like this, it's not going to happen this year.
Yeah, Wayne not looking the greatest. Quite a few penalties, 3 already.
6:30 left in the first, still a scoreless ball game. Wayne with it, second and 21. I formation, 2 receivers out right, 1 out left. Ball on the middle of the field. Ball is snapped. Hand off to Collins up the middle, stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Nothing going there, and it'll be third down and forever for the Generals.
Yeah, now the game plan for Wayne is try to avoid a safety or a defensive turnover by Homestead. You just want to get maybe 5 yards or so, give your punter some more room so he's not punting and standing, a foot outside the back of the end zone.
5:55 left in the first, still scoreless. This first quarter moving pretty quickly. Wet conditions really having an impact so far. Third and 21 for Wayne at their own 9. They'll head out with the receiver either side, tight end to the left, I formation. Ball in between the middle of the field and the left hash. Ball is snapped. Hand off to Fields up the middle, pulled down immediately. Nothing going there. It'll be fourth down and about 21-22 for the Generals.
Yeah, special teams comes out again for Wayne and haven't been too great in kicking PATs. Only 2 of 9 on the season, Wayne is. So 7 missed PATs on the season.
Special teams, maybe not the Generals' specialty. And they'll be punting at their own end zone. Archibald back to return it inside the Wayne 40. So not expecting a booming kick here. Looks to be Antoine Schneider punting it. 4:58 left in the first, scoreless ball game as Homestead will take over for their second drive. Last one hurt by a drop and a bad snap. The punt is fielded by Archibald. He had to move back. Gets it at the Wayne 45. Breaks out right side. Right sideline to the 30. He has some space. 20, 15, 10. Archibald pulled down inside the Wayne 10. And a great return from Jake Archibald sets the Spartans up in prime scoring position.
Yeah, great return by Jake Archibald. Had 4 touchdowns last week against Carroll. His best game of the season by far, and Homestead's offense looking like in a great scoring position. They struggled on the first drive, but they have a good chance to score right here.
They'll start at the Wayne 9 with 4:38 left in the first, still scoreless. Burton back out there at running back. Homestead yet to keep it on the ground. They do have 1 negative run on a bad snap where Goody had to run out of bounds. 2 receivers, a receiver either side, a tight end either side. Ball in the right hash. Goody hands it off to Burton, up the middle, pushes forward to the 5 and pulled down at about the 5. A solid gain on Ryan Burton's first carry of the season. It'll be second down and goal for the Spartans at the Wayne 5.
Kind of crazy to think that's only his first carry of the season. A very talented defensive player. Hasn't played a whole lot of offense this season for the Spartans.
Second goal for Homestead, 4:10 left in the first quarter, still scoreless. They have it on the right hash. Tight end to the right, a receiver either side. Goody in the backfield with Burton. Hand off to Burton up the middle, breaks out right side towards the end zone. He's in. Ryan Burton, his first rushing touchdown as a Homestead Spartan, and Homestead takes a 6-0 lead. So pretty good start for Ryan Burton at running back.
Yeah, pretty good start thanks to that Jake Archibald return on the Wayne punt. Ryan Burton gets his first rushing touchdown, I believe, on his second rushing attempt.
So 9 yards, a touchdown for Ryan Burton. The punt return from Jake Archibald set them up with a 1st and goal to start the second series. And Homestead leads 6-0 with 3:56 left in the first. Rain still pouring down.
Yeah, good start for Homestead. Kind of had a shaky first drive, but thanks to that huge Archibald punt return, Homestead able to score another rushing touchdown for them this season.
Fry on to attempt the extra point. Only missed 2 this year. They've both been blocked, so he's been pretty reliable with the PATs. We'll see if the wet conditions affect that. This extra point is up, and it's good. 7-0 Homestead with 3:56 left in the first. And if you're Wayne, you probably at least want to get some yards here. 2 3-and-outs. You got to get a first down or at least move it so you don't lose the field position battle.
Yeah, Wayne already with 3 penalties, 2 false starts. Just about halfway into this first quarter when they last had the ball. They haven't been looking great. They did have what appeared to be a first down run, but that was called back because of a holding penalty on the Generals. So yeah, Wayne needs to get something going on offense. They need to stop being near their own end zone. They've punted from their end zone. Both possessions, you mentioned 3 and out. Wayne really needs to start passing more. I think they've run it every single play.
Wayne will get it back down 7-0, 2 3 and outs for them. Homestead's first drive moved it a little bit. A bad snap, a drop ball, and that halted the Spartans' drive. But second drive started inside the Wayne 10, and they were able to score a touchdown. Ryan Burton, first rushing touchdown of the year, filling in for an injured Braden Hardwick out for the year. Hardwick had 957 rushing yards on the season, 162 receiving yards, so a huge loss. He was the best running back in the conference, but Ryan Burton having to step in, the junior safety.
Yeah, Hardwick, 15 rushing touchdowns on the season, and Burton got his first of the season right there on the last drive for the Homestead Spartans.
Fry will kick off for Homestead. 2 back to return for the Generals. It's Webb and Collins. And the ball rolls off. Well, whatever that thing is called, they put the ball on. Fry will head back. Set to kick off. Wayne to return it. They're only at their own 15, so not expecting a big kick. Fry, a little squib kick. Bounces inside the Wayne 35, and they'll just fall on it. So Homestead not really trying to kick off the traditional way, maybe just hoping to get a good bounce, and Wayne will start at their own 34.
Yeah, Wayne needs to get something going on offense. They've already had 3 penalties, down 7-0 early to a very powerful Homestead offense. Need to get some more of the passing game involved. Keyshawn Fields hasn't looked terrible, just in these rainy conditions. The field is slippery. Not quite as easy as it usually is.
1st and 10, Wayne at their own 34. Ball in the left hash, I formation. A receiver either side and a tight end to the right. Ball is snapped. Pitch out to Collins in the backfield, and he breaks a tackle from Etchison and reverses field up to the 35, out to the close to the 40 before he's pulled down. Etchison almost had him for a huge tackle for loss, but he's able to break it out, reverse field, and it'll be 2nd down. And about 5 for the Generals. 3:35 left in the first. 7-0 Homestead.
Huge play by Wayne right there. Etchison nearly had him about 4 or 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but Wayne able to pick up quite a few yards now. Only 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6. Wayne with their best play of the game. They have it at their own 38. I formation once again. 2 receivers out right, 1 out left. Ball on the left hash. General still looking for their first down of the game. Hand off to Collins up the middle. He's stuffed. Nothing going there. It'll be 3rd down and about 5, maybe got about a yard there. Nothing more.
The Homestead defense has been good on 3rd downs this season, only allowing 31% from the opponent. So a very solid Homestead defense that played extremely well 2nd half last week against Carroll, limiting them to only 3 points.
3rd down and 5 for Wayne. 2:35 left in the first. Homestead up 7-0.
And Wayne really dragging each play out, waiting till final 5 seconds or so to snap it with the play clock.
Time moving pretty fast in this one. Wayne I formation, ball in the left hash, a receiver either side, tight end to the left. Ball is snapped, pitch out to Collins. He's hit in the backfield and pulled down for a loss. It'll be 4th down and 6 for Wayne.
Wayne going a little bit dangerous, risky play. The quarterback is pitching it back rather than directly handing it off. Could result in fumble, though they've been pretty good so far. But Wayne, another 3 and out. Likely to punt again.
That was Luke Palmer got the tackle for a loss. He was tied with Cam Rogers to be Homestead's leading tackler, really the SEC's leading tackler. Rogers obviously suspended for this one, or at least the first 3 quarters. May not be needed in the 4th. Wayne will punt now from their own 38. Arch will back to receive inside the Homestead 35. Minute 38 left in the first quarter. Homestead up 7-0. The punt's away. It's a short one. Archibald fields it right side at the 35. Breaks for the sideline, and he'll be hit as Homestead will start this drive at their own 40.
Yeah, a little bit worse starting field position right now for the Spartans. On about the 40 rather than inside Wayne's 15. But still, Homestead's offense has looked pretty good in this one aside from the first drive.
Homestead starting at their own 40. up 7-0 with 1:27 left in the first. First quarter going by fast. Homestead hasn't had many chances to score and pull away in this one. They have it on the right hash. We'll start with three receivers. A receiver out left, one out right, tight end left side. Goody still out there. Burton still the running back. Ball is snapped. Goody hands off to Burton up the middle. Got some space, 45. Past the first down marker, he's past midfield and pushed out of bounds. Ryan Burton, a solid run of about 11 yards, and Homestead keeps the chains moving.
11 yards, first down.
Yeah, Ryan Burton, I mentioned, was listed at the backup running back at the start of the season. Didn't have a single rush up until this game. Already has a rushing touchdown. He's looked pretty good so far.
1st and 10 at the Wayne 49, 1:20 left in the first quarter. Really tough conditions for both teams. Rain coming down pretty steady here.
I'd say probably worse weather today than last year's game against Wayne.
Ball on the right hash, a receiver either side, two tight ends to the left. Goody in the backfield with Burton. Receiver motions over. Fake sweep to Kistler, handoff up the middle to Burton, has some space, 45, past the 40, down to the Wayne 35-yard line. Ryan Burton with a good run.
Fumble maybe. Wayne says referees say it's Homestead actually. Another one signaling Wayne.
Officials say that Burton was down before the ball was fumbled.
I'll say he was down before the fumble, so it'll be 1st and 10 Homestead at the Wayne 36. 1:05 left in the first quarter. Spartans up 7-0.
It's kind of a weird last play. It looked like one referee was signaling Wayne had it, but Burton was down.
1st and 10 from the middle of the field at the Wayne 36. Homestead with two receivers out left, a couple tight ends on the right side. Goody up to the center. Receiver in motion. It's a jet sweep to Archbold outside. 35-30, breaks to the sideline. Tries to cut upfield, gets past the first down marker, and he's pulled down at the Wayne 25. Flag is on the play.
Yeah, we saw Jake Archbold have, I believe, have a 44 rushing touchdown last week on a jet sweep. One of the first plays of scrimmage for the Homestead Spartans against Carroll.
I believe it'll be a holding on Homestead here.
So I believe that's their first penalty. Wayne already has 3.
You notice Homestead, Goody normally gets back shotgun formation to take the snaps. He's up on the center in this one with the rain coming down.
Yeah, we've already seen a bad snap where Homestead lost a chunk of yards. You don't want to keep having that happen.
So it'll be 1st and 11 with the flag. 30 seconds left in the first. Spartans up 7-0. The penalty is from the spot, so it didn't move them back too far. Ball on the right hash. Homestead with the receiver either side. Tight end to the left. Goody up behind the center. Burton in the backfield. Receiver in motion. Goody fakes the handoff to Archbold. Handoff to Burton up the middle. Down towards the 30, and he's pulled down. It'll be 2nd down and about 4 for the Spartans. 4 seconds left. The clock running down in this first quarter. And I believe Braden Carroll has a little score update from around the conference for us.
Thanks, guys. So Dwenger just went up 6-0. Actually 7-0. They just hit a PAT. 30-yard run by wide receiver Patrick Finley. And then Northrop, they lead 3-0. They had a field goal early in the first. And then on their first drive, Southside took the lead 6-0 with a touchdown through the air, but they did miss the PAT. So weird scores across the board.
Thanks for the scoring update. 7-0 Homestead at the end of the first quarter, and right now the rain obviously having an effect on the field of play.
Yeah, this is somewhat similar to the Northside game where Homestead, they just couldn't quite get to that 35-point margin, have that mercy rule. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like that today, only putting up 7 points in the first quarter. The offense didn't play bad at all. Just with the field conditions, it's hard to move down the field like they have been able to last week in the second half against Carroll.
12 minutes left in the second quarter. Well, 12 minutes left to start the second quarter. We'll switch sides of the field. Homestead has a 2nd and 5 at the Wayne 31. Ryan Burton performing pretty well at running back so far for the Spartans.
Yeah, having a great game, already one rushing touchdown. I would say I would be surprised if he doesn't get over 100 yards, probably 50, 60 already in this game.
Homestead with it on the right hash. A receiver out right. One out left, tight end right side. Burton in the backfield. Goody up behind the center. Ball is snapped. Goody hands it off to Burton up the middle, avoids a tackler, tries to bounce out right side, and he's pulled down after about a yard. Ryan Burton tried to make something happen there. Couldn't get much, and it'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Spartans.
Yeah, that was probably the worst run for Burton so far, which is saying quite a bit given that he hadn't had a single rush coming into this game. He's performed pretty well so far.
11:35 left in the second quarter. Homestead up 7-0. They have a 3rd and 4 at the Generals 30. A receiver either side, ball on the right hash, tight end to the right. Tight end motions out left. That's Little. Burton in the backfield. Goody up behind center. Ball is snapped. Goody bobbles the handoff, rolls out right side under some pressure, evades the sack, throws it deep downfield. 50-50 ball incomplete. Goody just rolled it up there into quadruple coverage. Look for Jared Kistler and be 4th and 4 for the Spartans. 11-11 left in the second quarter.
That was a very dangerous pass from Luke Goody into 4 Wayne defenders. Kistler not able to haul it in for the touchdown. I think Homestead's going to go for it here.
4th and 4 at the Wayne 30. Why not? Up 7-0 here in the second quarter. The rain not allowing for much of a passing attack for the Spartans. 4th and 4. Ball on the right hash, a receiver either side. Wayne looking for a big stop. Tight end to the right. Burton in at running back. Receiver motions from the right. Goody hands off to Kistler. He drops it. Tries to pick it up. He can't. And it looks like Wayne will recover the fumble. Yes, and Wayne gets better field position as Kistler wasn't able to fall on it, and Wayne will start just inside their own 45.
Yeah, either way, if Homestead was able to recover that, it still would have been Wayne ball because of turnover on downs. But yeah, the field conditions, the wet and rainy conditions having a huge effect on the game. It seems like almost every single play.
There's a lot of drop snaps so far. 11:03 left in the second as Wayne takes over at their own 42. Homestead turning it over on 4th down, a fumble on the sweep. Wayne with it on the right hash, I formation, receiver either side. Tight end outright. And Homestead jumped off sides. That was Nick Stammen, I believe, who jumped off. And I'll make it 1st and 5 for Homestead. Nick Stammen, normally a backup, got in there, got the penalty. And it'll be 1st down and 5 for Wayne as they now have it at their own 48.
Yeah, and Wayne needs to capitalize off that Homestead turnover on downs and actually fumble. Would have been Wayne's ball either way if Homestead recovered it. But yeah, Wayne needs to get something going on offense. Still only down by 7.
The weather closing the gap between these two teams in this one. Wayne with it. They've dropped the snap, and that'll be 2nd down and about 10 as Meek just had to fall on it. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Wayne. 10:50 left in the second. Homestead up 7-0.
Yeah, these are the type of games you really don't like to see as a fan of football. It doesn't really show who the better team is. It shows who can handle the weather a little bit better, as both teams fumbling and bobbling a lot of snaps already.
Wayne had a 2 running back set there. Wasn't able to handle the snap. The rain having a huge impact on this one. It's still a steady downpour. 10:30 left in the second quarter. Wayne taking their time, looking to narrow the gap between these two teams. They have it on the right hash, a receiver out right, 2 receivers out left. 2 running backs set. 2nd and 10. Ball is snapped. Meek back to throw. Throws across the middle. Deflected. Was that intercepted? I believe so. Archbold went in there and caught it off the deflection. Jake Archbold with his 4th interception of the year, and Homestead will start just inside their own 40.
A game of turnovers so far. The Kistler fumble, then that Archbold interception, like you said, is 4th of the season. Leads the team in that category. Archbold playing very well on both offense and defense this season for the Spartans.
Homestead starts at their own 38, 1st and 10. Archbold just got the big interception. Burton still out at running back. Homestead with it on the left hash. 2 receivers out right, a tight end right side, and 1 out left. Goody up behind center, Burton the running back. Ball is snapped. Hand off to Burton up the middle, and he's hit in the backfield. Offensive line wasn't able to get the blocks there. It'll be 2nd down and 11 for the Spartans.
Yeah, and the weather, like we keep saying, having a large impact on the game. Is Homestead, their passing attack hasn't been as good as it usually has been in the previous games.
2nd 11 for Homestead at their own 37. Ball in the left hash. 2 receivers out right, 1 out left. Two receivers out left, actually. Goody up behind center, Burton, the running back. Slot motions out. Goody a sweep to Archbold, gets upfield 40, 45 across midfield, first down, breaks it outside, 40, 35, 30 to the left sideline. He'll run out of bounds inside the wing 25. Jake Archbold takes the jet sweep over 30 yards.
Yeah, Archbold probably going to play the entire game, just had that interception on defense to give Homestead the ball back. And that huge run right there to give Homestead and put them in a good scoring position.
Archbold showing off his skills in the running game there. Had 2 rushing touchdowns against Carroll a week ago. 9:21 left in the second quarter. Homestead with it at the wing, 24 now, up 7-0. Ball on the left hash, a receiver either side. Tight end to the right. Goody hands it off to Burton up the middle. Makes a man miss, tries to bounce it out left side. And he'll be pulled down after getting a couple of yards.
Ryan Burton, the ball
Yeah,
carrier.
Burton started out the game hot. Already has a rushing touchdown. This one the only points scored so far in this for either team. But the past few runs hasn't been quite as good.
Second down and 9 for Homestead at the wing 23. 8:55 left in the second quarter. Spartans currently holding on to a 7-0 lead. The rain has affected both teams mightily in this one. A receiver either side for Homestead, tight end to the right. Goody up behind center. Burton, the tailback. Ball is snapped. Goody hands off to Burton up the middle, gets downfield, past the 20 to the 15. Burton got close to the first down marker there.
Yeah, it's really rainy, windy now, 17 miles per hour.
It'll be third down and very short for the Spartans.
Third down and 1.
3rd and 1 at the Wayne 15. So a good run for Ryan Burton, about 8 yards. Sets up 3rd and short. 8:15 left in the second. Spartans up 7-0. Ball near the right hash. A receiver either side. Tight end to the left. Goody up behind center. Schultz, a fullback. Burton, the running back. Tight end, fullback, motion out right. Ball is snapped. Goody handoff up the middle to Burton. Gets past the first down marker, and he'll be pulled down after a gain of about 3 yards.
In Homestead looking like they're about to score once again, getting closer and closer to the end zone.
Homestead first down.
Homestead moving it downfield on the ground. They got this field position on a big Jake Archbold run on the sweep. It'll be 1st and 10 at the Generals' 12-yard line. 7:35 left in the second. Spartans up 7-0. A receiver either side. Little and a tight end to the right. Ball is snapped. Goody pitches it to Burton, right side. Gets downfield to the 10. Towards the right sideline at the 5. Pushes forward towards the end zone. It looks like he'll be pulled down at the 1-yard line. Burton getting the extra yards, an 11-yard carry. It'll be first down and goal for the Spartans at the 1.
Yeah, Burton nearly had a second rushing touchdown of the game. I wouldn't be surprised if they handed it off to him again right here.
7:10 left in the second quarter, actually. So Homestead up 7-0. A chance to make it more as they have a 1st and goal at the 1. Don't get much better field position than this. Ball on the right hash, a receiver either side. Goody up behind center. Hands off to Burton up the middle, pushes forward. He's into the end zone. Ryan Burton, his second touchdown of the game, and he makes it 13-0 Homestead. 6:50 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, Braden Hartman goes down with a season-ending injury, and Ryan Burton steps right in. Already 2 rushing touchdowns. The only scores of this game for the Homestead offense. Hardwick had 15 rushing touchdowns this season. There's a chance Burton could come close if he continues to run like this.
6:50 left in the second quarter. Homestead up 13-0. Fry on to attempt the extra point to make it 14-0. The difference so far, Homestead able to find success through the running game. They got the ball back off of Jake Archbold interception. He also had the big run to get him down inside the Wayne 25, and then Ryan Burton did the rest. Fry's extra point is up, and it's good. 14-0 Homestead, 6:50 left in the second quarter.
Ryan Burton having a great game for the Spartans, filling on that running back role. His first start as a running back, playing very well. Already 2 rushing touchdowns in this one, a load of yards. That's obviously the weather having a large impact. Homestead's passing offense, they haven't been able to be as aggressive as they have been pretty much the entire season, limited to mainly the running game. And actually we saw when they tried to pass it, that resulted in the Jake Archbold interception, and the one time that Goody threw it towards the end zone, it was about by 4 Wayne defenders. So passing game probably not going to be the greatest for either team in this one. More focused on the running game.
And Homestead so far been more successful on the running game. If you're Wayne, you have to get Keyshawn Fields involved. He hasn't really gotten many carries. It's been Sean Collins getting a bulk of the handoffs.
Yeah, you think Keyshawn Fields needs to get a few huge runs going, maybe 20, 30-yard runs, just to give this Wayne offense some momentum and a confidence boost going down the field, as they're still only down by 14 points.
6:50 left in the second quarter. Homestead up 14-0. They do get the ball to start the second half, so if you're Wayne, you really don't want to give Homestead the ball back with a chance of scoring a touchdown.
I think it'd be a long drive, but yeah, if Wayne could somehow hold the ball the last 6:50 of the second quarter, that'd be a win for them.
Or at least not give Homestead too much time, especially with the passing game sort of limited with the rain. 2 back to return the kick for Wayne. They're actually up in front of the 20. That's Webb and Collins. Fry to kick off. Homestead up 14-0. This kick a little deeper. It'll be fielded by Collins inside his 10, right of the right hash. Takes it upfield, and he's going to be pulled down shy of the 20-yard line.
On the return for the Generals.
Not the greatest return for Wayne. They haven't had the greatest field position in this game every single drive. It'll be a long way to the end zone if they want to score on this drive.
6:44 left in the second quarter as Wayne takes over at their own 17 or so. They trail 14-0. Homestead. Ryan Burton has 2 rushing touchdowns on the game in the absence of Brandon Hardwick. Homestead defense still making plays. Wayne taking over at their own 17. As sophomore quarterback Aiden Meek leads the Generals offense back out there. Ball on the right hash. I formation, 2 receivers out left, 1 out right. Ball is snapped. I believe he dropped it. It looked like he was able to fall in it, but it will be a loss of a couple yards for Wayne.
We've already seen Wayne punt out of their own end zone a few times. I wouldn't be surprised if they have to do it again here. The Homestead defense looking pretty solid in this one. Not allowed Wayne to really get anything going on offense.
6:25 left in the second quarter. Homestead up 14-0. Wayne with a 2nd and 11 at their own 16. Definitely been losing the field position battle in this game. They have it on the right hash as they come out in I formation. 2 receivers out left, 1 out right. Wayne definitely taking their time, looking to eat up as much clock as they can. Ball is snapped. Handoff to Collins, right side, hit immediately and pulled down by Luke Palmer. Got up to the line of scrimmage, but that's about it. And it'll be 3rd down and 10 for Wayne. So far, haven't really shown much ability through the air.
No, one of the few times that their quarterback, Aiden Meek, has passed it resulted in a Jake Archbold interception. Got a long 3rd down here. I'm not really sure whether they're going to run it or pass it.
3rd down and about 9 for the Generals.
The previous ball carrier. 2-yard pickup.
5:30 left in the second quarter. Homestead up 14-0, looking to get a stop here and get the ball back with probably good field position.
Yeah, you think here if the defense can make another good stop like they've done the entire game so far and make Wayne punt out of their own end zone, a good return could have Homestead having some great field position.
Archwell already had 1 good return, got inside the Wayne 9. Timeout called by the Generals. They want to talk things over a little bit here.
By Wayne.
And Matt, right now, is there anything Wayne can do to get back in this ball game? What do they have to do on offense? Because it doesn't look like they can really get much done through the air right now.
I think it's all about the field position battle. They've had terrible field position the entire game, and obviously it's not something you can just wish to have field position and you get it. You have to earn it, go down the field, have a few good drives, pin Homestead deep in their own territory, have the defense make a few stops, and if Wayne just has the field position that Homestead has had the entire game, they would have come close to scoring a few times, I think.
Homestead up 14-0 right now. And Wayne, you think they pass it here?
I'm not really sure. They haven't had the most success passing, but I don't know. They've been better overall running, I think.
Wayne with a 3rd down and 8 right now. 5:10 left, or 5:11 left in the second quarter. They trail 14-0 at their own 19. Ball on the right hash. A big 3rd down for the Generals if they want to stay in this one. Homestead does get it to start the second half. 2 receivers out left, 1 out right at 2 running back set. Homestead looking to get a big defensive stop here Ball is snapped. Meek back to throw on third down. Throws it short. It's caught by General's running back, and he's pulled down about 3 or 2 yards shy of the first down marker. It looked like Cameron Webb who caught it.
Ronald Elliott III.
Actually, Ronald Elliott III who caught it. It'll be fourth down and about 2 for the Generals.
Yeah, definitely not going to go for it here. Deep in Homestead territory.
Looks like they will punt it. 4:40 left in the second quarter. Homestead up 14-0. Archwell back to return the punt at midfield. It's Antoine Schneider to kick it off. Awaiting the snap here. Homestead awaiting the punt with a chance to score before halftime. Already up 14-0. Ball is snapped. The punt's a low one. It'll bounce at the Wayne 45 and roll out just past the 50, as it'll be down, and Homestead will start at their own 47.
Antoine Schneider on the punt for Wayne. Down
Homestead, 4 minutes, 13 seconds left in the first half as they look to come back, or not come back, come down the field and score a touchdown. There is a flag on the play.
Holding called on Homestead.
It looks like a holding during the return. So this will move Homestead back a little bit on this drive, hurt their chances of scoring a touchdown before half.
Yeah, still pretty good field position, though. That was actually a very low punt, but it rolled quite a bit, so could have been a lot worse for Wayne. They got a little bit lucky with the bounce. Homestead will get moved back, and they'll start at their own 37. First down and 10. Tyler Burris now out there at running back. Ball on the left hash as Homestead starts at their own 37. 4:13 left in the second, up 14-0. A receiver either side and tight end to the left. In motion over now to the right. Goody up on the line of scrimmage. Burris, the running back. He pitches it out to Burris, and he drops it. Burris tried to fall, and it looked like Wayne might have gotten it back, and if they do, they'll have it inside the Homestead 30, and that's what happens. A fumble. Tyler Burris can't handle the pitch, and Wayne will now have it inside the Homestead 30. And I'm not really going to fault Tyler Burris right there. I'm not really sure what the coaches were thinking, trying to do a very long pitch where a lot of fumbles have already happened, a lot of bobbled snaps. Handoff probably would have been a little bit more successful, I think, and that led to the fumble. So Wayne, if you get this gift, you got to take advantage and punch it in. You got to score a touchdown here if you're Wayne. Capitalize on one of the many opportunities they have already had this game.
If you can come claim it and describe it.
Field goal, probably not an option for this Wayne team. They start a 1st and 10 at the Homestead 27. 2 receivers out right, 1 out left. I formation, a receiver will motion out to the left now. And they drop the snap, and it looks like Homestead fell on it. Just like that, it looks like Homestead got it back. As I believe Matt Miller, the sophomore nose tackle, got in there to recover the drop snap. And just like that, 2 fumbles in 2 plays. Homestead will now have it at their own 30. Yeah, kind of a crazy sequence there. And last week, the only game this season for Wayne with no lost fumbles. That disappears now with that fumble right there. Homestead with the 1st and 10 at their own 30. 4:04 left in the second. They lead 14-0. 2 receivers out right, 1 out left. Goody up on the line. Ball is snapped. Handoff to Burris. Up the middle, bounces out right side, gets past the 35 to the 40. At around the first down marker before he's taken down. But Tyler Burris, a lot more success on the handoff up the middle there than on that pitch. Yeah, I think if they just would have did a handoff on that one play where he fumbled, probably would have been a little bit more successful. He's shown he's able to run for quite a few yards. 1st and 10 for Homestead now at their own 40. Ball in the right hash. 3:40 left in the second quarter. Homestead up 14-0. They'll have a receiver either side, tight end on the right side, and a fullback up on the left. Goody up to the line of scrimmage. Burton the tailback. Burris the tailback. Handoff to Burris now. And he'll be stuffed in the backfield for a loss of about 1. 2nd down and 11 for Homestead.
This time he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage for a
over
loss.
3 minutes remaining, but you're going to have to start worrying about the clock soon if you want to score if you're the Spartans. 3:10 left in the second quarter. Homestead up 14-0. 2nd and 11 now at their own 39. A receiver either side. Tight end to the right. Goody up behind the center. Burris the running back. Ball is snapped. Goody hands off the middle to Burris. Gets forward to about the 45. He'll be taken down about the 46, setting up a 3rd down and 4 for the Spartans.
7 yards on the pickup for Tyler Burris.
Yeah, and Tyler Burris looking somewhat solid already. Ryan Byrne, 2 rushing touchdowns. He's a starting running back. And then Tyler Burris looking solid as well for the Spartans.
3rd and 4 for Homestead at their own 46, 2:25 left in the second quarter. Spartans up 14-0. A receiver either side, tight end to the right, Goody up behind center, Burris the running back. Kistler in motion now, right to left. Fake handoff to him, they'll hand off to Burris. He's stopped in the backfield, pushes forward to about the line of scrimmage. That's about it. It'll be 4th and 4 for Homestead. 2 minutes left in the second quarter.
That'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, clock winding down right now. I'm not sure if Wayne might try to call a timeout or if Homestead may go for it or not.
A timeout will be called by Wayne.
Timeout called by Wayne.
I believe Braden has another score update for us.
Thanks, guys. I got 2 updates for you. Carroll took a 7-0 lead after they punched it on the ground from the goal line. And Bishop Lewis made it 7-6 with an HB draw that goes with a short touchdown.
So Carroll up 7-0 over Concordia right now. We thought that might be a little bit of a close game. Carroll 4-3, Concordia 3-4. 2 of the mid-level teams in the conference, and so far proving to be close. And Lures Southside, we thought that would be close as well. We thought this would be a blowout, only 14-0. We thought it'd be the mercy rule come into effect. If it weren't for the rain, maybe, but so far it's had a huge impact as Homestead hasn't been able to utilize the passing game.
Yeah, definitely. Now, this Homestead team looks completely different from last week's second half when they outscored Carroll 28-3 in a huge win over their rival. I believe their 5th straight win over Carroll. But yeah, Homestead looking nothing like they did last week due to this weather.
Minute 51 left in the second quarter as Homestead. They line up like they're going to go for it with a minute 51 left. They have a 4th and 5. A receiver either side. Burris in the backfield. Goody back to throw on 4th down. Rolls it downfield, right sideline, caught by Little. Inside. The Wayne 45, good for a first down. Griffin Little, his first catch of the game. I believe the first completed, well, no, Scabo had a catch, but the second complete, or third completed pass. I think Scabo had a screen pass as well.
Yeah, passing game not really getting involved for either teams, but a good 4th down conversion there for the Spartans. They're looking like they have a good chance to score and extend their 14-0 lead into half.
1st and 10 at the Wayne 41. Ball in the right hash, 3 receivers out left, 1 out right. Goody back to throw on 1st down under some pressure. Throws it downfield, too high for Scavo, through the defender's hands and caught by Kistler inside the 20. What a play. The ball was too high for Scavo. The defender had it in his hands, but it just dropped it and went through his hands, and Kistler caught it. Homestead now with it inside the red zone at the 19.
Yeah, a good play by Jared Kistler, good awareness. To catch that ball, it was deflected a few times and able to come down with a reception.
1st and 10 for Homestead, the Wayne 19, up 14-0, a minute 20 left in the second quarter. Ball in the right hash, 2 receivers out left, 1 out right, tight end right side. Goody up behind center, Burris the running back. Fake handoff to Burris. Goody throws it downfield, too high for Griffin Little. Incomplete, 2nd and 10 now for the Spartans.
Yeah, I still think Homestead will probably score for this half end. Still plenty of time now, 1:11 and on the 19-yard line.
2nd and 10 for the Homestead Spartans at the Wayne 19. A minute 11 left in the second quarter. Homestead up 14-0, looking to score once more before halftime. They do get the ball to start the second half. 2 receivers out left, 1 out right. Ball in the right hash, tight end right side. Goody behind center, and Burris the running back. It's a handoff to Burris on 2nd down. He'll be dropped in the backfield, a loss of about 1. Setting up a 3rd down and 11 for Homestead, a minute left in the second quarter.
Hit before the line of scrimmage.
This is a huge play right here to see if Homestead, I don't know if a field goal would be a viable option with the wind and everything. Wonder if they might go for it on 4th down, depending on how low the clock runs.
3rd down and 12 for the Spartans. They have it at the Wayne 21. 2 receivers out left, 1 out right. A tight end right side. Ball in the right hash. 40 seconds left in the second quarter. Goody drops the snap, picks it up, and he'll be hit at the line of scrimmage, pulled down.
Ball fumbled and picked up by Luke Goody.
It'll be 4th down and about 12 for Homestead. Timeout called by the Spartans, looking to talk things over. 32 seconds left
4th down coming up at first.
in the second quarter. And what do you do here if you're the Spartans?
I'm not sure. It'll be about 4th and 12 on the 21. Looks like the wind may be with the Spartans on this one if they want to go for a field goal. So I say maybe just try for a field goal.
It would be about a 38-yarder from here. Homestead at 14-0. 32 seconds left in the second quarter. We're not sure if Fry has this in his range. The ball is wet, so there's a bad snap, always a possibility. Gunnar Fry, I believe, he's 3 of 5 on the year on field goals. Very reliable on PATs. So maybe you try for a field goal here. We'll see what they go for on 4th down and 12. It looks like Homestead will go for it. No, never mind. Going for a field goal. 4th and 12, 32 seconds left. A 38-yard field goal for Gunnar Fry. We'll see if he's able to connect and make it 17-0 before half. Ball is snapped. The kick is up. Looks to have the leg, and it's good. Gunnar Fry connects on a 38-yarder. He's 4 of 6 on the year now. And Homestead leads 17-0, 26 seconds left in the second quarter.
Huge kick by Gunnar Fry to extend the Spartan lead as final minute or so of the second quarter is taking a little while with quite a few timeouts. And I think Wayne will probably just kneel. I really don't think they're going to try to go for anything.
Well, I don't think they're going to get anything done through the air.
Yeah, probably just running it or kneeling it is the safest and smartest option.
17-0 Homestead. Could be worse if not for the conditions, we think. Wayne maybe have a chance to have a little more offense. But the Spartans have had their passing game essentially negated. And obviously earlier in the year, the running game was something Homestead could lean on. But Bray and Harwick done for the season with an injury. So they've had to rely on backups Ryan Byrne and Tyler Burris.
Yeah, and Byrne 2 rushing touchdowns in this one. The only touchdown scored in this game, obviously the Gunnar Fry field goal just made.
And Burris looked pretty good and has had a chance to get downhill, unfortunately for him. He's got hit in the backfield a lot.
Yeah, he has. This Wayne defense hasn't given up too many big plays. The run defense has been pretty solid, but overall Homestead is a better team.
Homestead to kick off, 2 back to return the kick for Wayne at about their own 20. 26 seconds left in the second quarter as the Spartans will kick off. They do get the ball to start the second half, so they're firmly in control of the game. The question now is really if they're going to get to the mercy rule or not, as Wayne hasn't been able to score at all. 2 back to return. Fry's kick is off. Just a squib kick up the middle, bobbled by the Wayne player. He has his own 35. Gets upfield and he's taken down, so Wayne will have, looks like might have fumbled. Did he fumble? Let's see what the call is.
On the return.
It looks like Wayne does have it
Ball is fumbled
with
and picked up by Wayne.
17 seconds left in the first half. 17-0 Homestead.
Kind of a silly play for the returner for Wayne right there. Probably just, once you get the ball, just fall down. You don't want to risk anything, even though it looks like Wayne still does have the ball. It was kind of a risky play.
17 seconds left in the second quarter as Wayne will head out there. Most likely not trying to try anything here. They have it at their own 38, ball in the right hash. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers out left, 1 out right, so maybe Wayne will take a shot here. They completed 1 pass in this game to one of the running backs. 2 running back formation here, ball in the right hash. Ball is snapped. Meek will hand it off to Fields. He bounces out right side, gets past the 40 downfield. Knocked out of bounds, shy of the 45. 9 seconds left in the first half. Keyshawn Fields with the carry there, as Wayne will have it at about their own 43. A second down and 5. There's a flag on the play. And it looks like a holding on Wayne, so I think that'll be their 4th penalty of the game.
Yeah, their 4th penalty of the game. Had seemed like 3 right away in the first quarter. They've been disciplined a little bit better since then.
The clock will roll, and that'll most likely send us to halftime, as Wayne won't really have a chance to get another playoff. As the clock hits 0, marks the end of the first half with Homestead leading 17-0. We're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned. You'll have a chance to hear Carson Clymer and Ashton Hackman's look inside Homestead Athletics.
It's halftime between the Spartans and Generals at Dave Walters Memorial Stadium. And now it's time for another episode of Inside Homestead Athletics. Each week you'll get details of all sports teams and players representing Homestead High School. And now here's this week's Inside Homestead Athletics with your co-hosts, Carson Clymer and Ashton Hackman.
I'm Ashton Ackman. This week on a special edition of Inside Homestead Athletics, you'll get caught up with the state champion Lady Spartan golf team, as I recently sat down with the golfers who competed at state, and Carson Clymer caught up with head coach Jeff Yale. But first, let's take a look around the week it was for Homestead High School's athletic teams. Starting in volleyball, the Lady Spartans won all 3 matches against Woodland on Tuesday. Sierra Swozy had 5 aces, Lexi Darnell put up 2 blocks, Hannah Gaither had 15 assists, Caitlin Peters with 28 digs, and Lexi Darnell with 12 kills. They will compete in sectionals next Saturday. Both cross-country teams set out this week as they prepare for sectionals tomorrow. Good luck to both teams. The boys tennis team are your regional champions, defeating Carroll 5-0 on Wednesday. They advance to semi-state in the morning at Homestead. Boys soccer advances to the final round of sectionals after defeating New Haven on Wednesday 7-2. An amazing night for the Spartans as Colin Crandall put up 3 goals, and teammates Sam Cohen, Pat Seifert, Caden Cassidy, and Rocco Zerilli all put up 1 goal each. They will compete in the sectional final tomorrow at New Haven. In girls soccer action, the Lady Spartans competed in round 1 of sectional play, defeating Huntington North 4-1 on Thursday night. They will play in the sectional final tomorrow morning. Finally, in girls golf, the Lady Spartans headed down to Indy last weekend to compete at the state tournament, where they won their first ever state title. And I am joined now with the newly titled state champions girls golf team, seniors Morgan DeBeja and Olivia Render, junior Megan Yoder, and sophomore Simone Sink. Now, unfortunately, Maddie DeBeja couldn't join us today. She had prior commitments, but we still want to congratulate her, as well as all of you on your victory. My first question would be, going into the season, did you ever imagine that you would be winning a state title?
So going into the season, I think we were ranked 3rd in the state, and we just kept on moving up in the rankings, and we kept on placing better and better at the state tournament. So the first state tournament we played in was the state preview, and we placed 3rd there, and we knew that we didn't play as well as we could, so we knew we had a really good chance to do well, and the winning score there was similar to what we shot in state to win, so we knew that we could do that. And then at the Hall of Fame Classic, we placed 2nd, so we knew we were improving this year and that we could definitely get that state title. And going in, we were just so motivated to bring the title back home, especially since it had never been done before.
Golf is one of those sports where it's both an individual sport and it's a team sport. And how has this year been different in terms of the team aspect from past years?
So since I'm the 5th player on varsity, it's huge for to be able to play as a team, because all 5 of us, they only count 4. So if someone has a bad day, we always can count on the other person to play really well. So if one, doesn't matter what place you play, but they count the 4 best scores, so everyone can contribute to the team.
So I actually had said this year was the year that I decided that golf was, in fact, a team sport if you can make it like that. This team proved that to me. Every time Megan or someone didn't play well on varsity, Olivia was able to step up. I mean, she did that 3 times this year. Really, really impressive times. 1 time at the Hall of Fame, 1 time at sectionals, and then 1 time when we really, really needed it, the final round of state. So this team has just definitely proved to me, despite what I had believed before, that golf is a team sport and it can be played in that way.
What was your reaction when you realized that you guys were state champions?
It was a very emotional reaction. A lot of us were crying, both with happiness and just kind of shock and surprise, but we were all just so excited. We all ran out to Maddie when she finished and made her birdie on the last hole, so we were all just really overwhelmed with all the emotions we were feeling.
I would say for me that there was a lot of emotions going through my head. I had really struggled throughout the whole day, and I felt like my team really needed me, but knowing that Olivia had played well and that the whole team had really come together there at the end, I was just so happy for everyone, and seeing Morgan finish there and knowing what she's been through the past couple years, I was just so happy to see her be successful.
Besides winning state, what is one of your favorite memories of this season?
Oh, definitely the bus ride home after winning state was crazy. I got to DJ that, so I think I did a pretty good job. Everyone was pretty excited, but just kind of spending that time on the bus to and from places. We went to Indy a lot for those tournaments, so we spent a lot of time together. And yeah.
So this is probably something that I shouldn't be bringing up, but we have a news guy that followed us around the majority of the season, His name is Thad, and he works for Summit City Sports. Shout out to this man. He was so dedicated to broadcasting our success throughout the year, and I would just like to personally thank him for his dedication and hard work and grind to really post our stuff on time and make amazing videos. I mean, you should see this one he made for state. It was truly amazing, and his just dedication to the sport and our team was second to none.
I think one of my favorite memories was just since we made so many trips to Indy and all of our invitations, we usually would go to Culver's afterwards, and I think we set some records in our prices for the total. But it was just fun because we all got to spend time together and eat at Culver's.
One of my favorite moments is just after every invitational, we would always take a kind of commemorative selfie, and those just became really fun, and it's just fun to see our progress through the season and being able to look back on those and just see how we changed.
This question's specifically for the seniors. What will you miss most about being a part of this team?
It's been really great being on a team with my sister. I'll definitely miss that because this is probably the last chance that I'll get to do that. Another thing is this team dynamic was the best team dynamic I've ever had. And I've been on this team 4 years, and we've been successful before, but we've never had the type of team chemistry that this team has, and the type of work ethic and everything. And I'm just gonna miss that energy every day after practice. And really, I was just talking about this with the girls the other day. You know, we're gonna miss being with our coach after school, and he's quirky, but he's really fun to be around, and he makes practice fun. And yeah, just all around being with these girls has been a dream this year, and I would not want to do it with anyone else. So I'm just gonna miss the dynamic as a whole.
Since this is my last year playing golf, and I'm really gonna miss it because, you know, I did it a lot. I don't really know what to do with myself now that golf is over, but I really enjoyed the season. Like Morgan said, this is, I mean, definitely one of our best years. We all bonded really well, and I love spending time together, going to practice, and spending time at the invitationals together. But it was definitely a great way to end the season. Like I said, I'm not going to be playing golf in college, so I mean, this is my first year going to state and playing varsity, so to finish off like this, it's awesome.
You have the state title. Now what do? You keep playing golf? You just soak in the win? What do you do now?
Personally, up to state, I really was just going to leave it up to my academics to get me into college. I just didn't really want to play golf, but after state and just seeing what that winning feeling is like and being on a team that I respect so much and enjoying that experience, I really want to play college golf, so I'm trying to open up a lot of options, whether that's successful or not. I mean, this is a lifetime sport, so either way, you play it no matter what. I was just talking to someone today who said, don't worry about if you get into college or not, I'll still play with you, like at the university course, wherever you are. So, yeah, I hope to be able to play in college, but if not, it's not a big deal. Like I said, it's a lifetime sport.
All right, once again, congratulations, ladies. Awesome job this season. Now let's hand things over to Carson Clymer, who recently sat down with Homestead girls golf coach Jeff Yale.
Thanks, Ashton. This week on Inside Homestead Athletics, I sat down with girls golf coach Jeff Yale. Coach Yale helped lead the Lady Spartan golf team to their first ever state championship this past weekend. Coach, to start things off, congratulations on the tremendous accomplishment of leading Homestead to the first ever state title for golf in school history. What was it like down in Carmel this past weekend watching the girls grab a piece of history?
Yeah, the atmosphere was extremely electric this weekend. It's really neat whenever we drive in, especially on the Thursday of our practice round, when you see the big IHSAA state finals banner on the drive-in. It's just, it's a different environment. You just get excited driving in. But we really went in there with a mission. We went in there with a really good game plan. We were extremely focused this year on the way in. We had a goal. We wanted to win state this year, and we were going to do everything we could during that preparation Thursday and then playing Friday and Saturday to do it. And like you said, the atmosphere, the environment, just hundreds of people out there watching you. It's different than what we're used to. So it's just really neat to put on our best performance of the year on such a big stage.
And it's a fact that not many teams from this area have done that well in the golf state tournament, and Homestead actually became the first team to ever win a state title from a school in Northeast Indiana. What does that say about this group of girls?
Yeah, to think in the 70-year history of the IHSAA, in Northeast Indiana, we are the first girls golf team to win a state title. And honestly, Carson, I had to say that to myself 3, 4, 5 times out loud for it even to sink in, and it still hasn't totally sunk in yet. That in the history of this area, we're the best. We can say that, and we're the best team in the state, but it wasn't anything that was given to us really. It was a product of just hours and hours of work all summer, all winter from these girls, just preparing, working for each other. And just knowing that their best effort was going to be needed. And like I said, we did it.
And what is the 2-day finals event like, having to play 2 rounds, 2 different days, which isn't common during the season?
No, it's not. And it's a 2-day event, but it's really a 3-day event because we get down there on Thursday and we play a practice round and we have a practice afterwards. And golf is such a different sport. For those of you who maybe never been to a golf event before, and the fact that a round of golf, especially on the state finals level, can take as much as 5 or 6 hours. And the girls know that during those 5 or 6 hours, they need to stay focused. They need to mentally be in the game. It's just such a grind, especially over 2 days. When you do that math, that's 12 hours of focus and competition time. But that focus was really there for us this weekend because unlike years in the past, we had some bad holes out there, but our bad holes were bogeys. We weren't taking 8s, 9s, or 10s like we had in the past. And that's really just, that's really a product of the girls having a good game plan. We stay focused, but we stay loose when we need to. We know when to laugh, we know when to smile, we know when to smell the roses on the golf course, but we know when it's go time, and our girls really excelled at that this weekend. Probably the best any team I've ever coached has.
And coming into the year, you had to have a lot of confidence with 2 of your varsity players being freshmen last year, and you still earned a 4th place finish. How did Maddie and Simone improve this offseason?
Yeah, they both got a lot better. Maddie DeBeja is just such an outstanding golfer. She's the kind of kid that you roll her out there as your number 1 golfer, and you just expect that she's going to put up a good score for you. Even when she feels like she doesn't have her best game on any particular day, she's just so gritty and she's so tough that you know she's going to turn a good number for you. I think off the top of my head, Maddie won 4 or 5 tournaments as an individual this year, including the Hall of Fame tournament where there were 100 golfers. And she set the school record shooting a 7 under par 65, which most of us couldn't even do in a video game. Maddie went out and did as a sophomore. And Simone's the same way. I knew I had something real special in her last year when in her first event at Prairie View at the the fall preview rather. She wasn't playing very well. She was so nervous on the first tee that she could barely put her ball on the ground, but she got out there and she shot a 70s number for us, and I knew she was a gamer. I knew she was legit from that point on, and not only are those 2 girls just so excellent on the course, they're such great teammates as well. They're willing to put in the work, the practice. They work with each other, but they're a lot of fun too as girls. We just had a lot of fun on our team this year, and I think that was one of the things that set this team apart from all the other teams in the state.
And last year at state, you guys shot a 634 over the 2-day finals, while this year you shot a 605. A huge improvement. What types of things did you guys work on throughout this year to help you play so well at the state finals?
Yeah, I mean, you think about a 30-shot difference over 2 days. That's huge. That's massive. To be honest, I forgot until you mentioned what we shot last year. You know, what we work on is during the season, we just worked on a lot of course management things. My job as a coach is extremely easy because these girls all work so hard, and we have our practice, and after our practice, the girls go and they have their practice, so the practice after the practice. So my goal this year was just to make sure that our course management was really good, that the girls knew how to attack different holes. So that was a big part of it. And also just from a confidence standpoint, we won several tournaments at the beginning of the year, and just helping the girls understand how good they are. And we talked about throughout the course of the season, especially towards the end of the season, that we really have a great chance to win the state title, and just modeling that level of confidence and letting the girls talk about that level of confidence that we really believe we were the best team in the state. That's what we did throughout the course of the year to get to where we were now.
And golf as a team sport has to be difficult compared to most team sports at the high school level, because as a player you have to focus on your individual round, but you also need everyone else to play well in order for you to get the team to the top. We had some talented golfers this year, no doubt, but it really took all 5 girls this year to accomplish what you did, right? Not just riding the top 2 or 3 every week.
Absolutely. There are a lot of teams that make to the state finals that have 1 or 2 really good girls, and they finish 5th, 10th, 12th, 15th in the state. It's really difficult because the only thing you can control in golf is the next shot that you hit. But at the same time, you know you're a part of something that's bigger than yourself, and the fact that you're on a team and you're competing for a state title. That was really evident at the state finals this year. In golf you play 5 players and you take the 4 best scores each day. So of the 5 players, we used Megan Yoder's score the first day, and we used Olivia Render's score the second day. And that team aspect is so huge, because if someone's not playing well, if they know that their teammates are playing well, especially on the second day of the state finals, Megan got off to a little bit of a tough start, but Olivia was playing outstanding, and that just gave our team peace of mind, and that gave our team confidence down the stretch to close things out. So using everyone's score is excellent, and beyond the team aspect, these girls this year, they had fun on the bus. They'd go out to eat. They do all kinds of things together. These girls just really loved each other, and not only did they want to improve for themselves and be the best golfers they could be, they wanted to put in the work for each other, because they knew that together they were able to accomplish something just really, really special this year, which we did.
And for 2 of your top varsity golfers, this was their final season on the team. What kind of legacy do both Morgan DeBeja, who was a 4-year varsity player, and Olivia Render, who finally got her chance this year, leave for Homestead High School girls golf?
Yeah, both of those girls had different careers. Olivia came out as a freshman, and she played on my junior varsity team the first 3 years. She filled some big shoes this year, stepping up and playing varsity, and we used her scores in some of the absolute biggest tournaments this year. She really showed up on the big stages. We used her score at the Hall of Fame tournament, where she shot a 78, and we used her score on the last day of the state finals, where she shot an 81.
We apologize, but due to time constraints, we can't stay for the rest of that story, but go to WCYT.org. You can hear the full look inside Homestead Athletics. And Braden, I believe you have some scoring updates for us?
Yep, I got the scores at half for the other 4 games around the SAC. So both Carroll and Northrop have 10-0 leads over Concordia and Northside respectively. Dwinger's up 14-7 on Snyder, and Southside Lures is, well, the only really close game. It's 7-6, but in all those games, it's still anybody's chance for a win.
If you're just now joining us, we're at halftime of Homestead and Wayne. The Spartans up 17-0 over the Generals. It's been a rainy game. Lots of fumbles, lots of sloppy plays. Haven't really been able to see much of the air, but Homestead has gotten a couple rushing touchdowns on the ground with Ryan Burton. I'm Donnie Harmon here with Matt Saalfrank, Braden Carroll, finishing up the halftime show. Homestead does get the ball to start the second half. Is there any chance Wayne can come back?
I really don't think so. Even though it is only 17 points, it feels about double that amount just because of how hard it is to play in this rainy type of environment right now. And it's very windy. I mentioned about 17 miles per hour about an hour ago. I'll check on the current weather, but still, weather having a large impact on this game for both teams and around the area. You heard not a lot of offense going on. I believe this Homestead team, 17 points is the most of any team around the area right now. So the passing game for all 4 Wayne teams, it's been limited quite a bit.
Yeah, this weather is what I like to call a football fan's worst nightmare. And it's definitely these football players' worst nightmare. It's been tough fumbles, turnovers, dropped snaps. It's really affected both teams. That's why we have such a low score for Wayne. Homestead's able to put up points, not as much as maybe we thought they would at half, but there's no way Wayne can come back. They've just had a sloppy game. So is Homestead, but Wayne has been much, much worse with penalties and fumbles and all the do-not-dos of football.
Wayne really struggled to move the ball so far in this game. Really haven't been able to get the ball going on the ground at all.
No, not at all. And It's 47 degrees right now, feels like 40 and still 17-mile-per-hour wind. So weather having a large impact. Very cool, the coldest game of the season so far, probably for any team in the Fort Wayne area.
We're getting set for kickoff of the second half. Homestead will receive the kick. Wayne will kick off. Maybe their only time kicking off this game, still yet to score. The weather definitely helping Homestead's chances of a shutout, but Wayne not the most explosive team regardless. Kistler and Fridge are back to return for the Spartans. If Homestead's able to hold on to win, they will clinch their first ever victory bell, the SAC trophy, awarded to the conference champion every year. Dwenger, last year's winner, and the kick is a high one. It's a short one. It'll bounce and be fielded by Homestead inside their 35. They'll bounce outside. That's Malik Mickens out past the 40, 45, down across midfield and pushed out of bounds. At the Wayne 45, Malik Mickens plays a lot on defense. Doesn't start, but gets a lot of playing time. Actually transferred from Wayne this year, and he gets a big return there.
Yeah, you can see him very fired up on the field right now against his former team. Is Homestead leading the Generals 17-0 heading into this third quarter.
17-0 Homestead. They have a 1st and 10 at the Wayne 44 as they start the first drive of the second half, up 17-0. Ball in the left hash. A receiver either side. Burton is in at running back now. Tight end right side. He'll motion out to the left. Goody up under center. Ball is snapped. Hand off to Burton. Left side gets to the 40, 35, 30. He has some space. 25, 20. Burton pulled down by the horse collar, it looked, at the Wayne 15, but no flags. Ryan Burton still with a run of about 30 yards.
Yeah, if you watch the replay of that, it looked like he had a clear path to the end zone, then was just suddenly stopped. It looked like it could have been a horse collar, but wasn't called there.
Homestead, a 1st and 10 at the Wayne 15. Ryan Burton, a big run. Looked like he could have taken it to the house, but did get pulled down from behind. 11:30 left in the third quarter. Spartans up 17-0. Ball in the left hash, a receiver either side. Tight end to the left. Goody up under center, and Burton, the running back. Hand off to Burton on 1st down, gets up the middle, pushes forward, close to the 15, he's pulled down. Flag is thrown.
Late flag comes in.
Looks like there might be signaling for a face mask on Wayne. We'll have to see what the call is. And it is a face mask on Wayne. I believe that's their 5th penalty of the game.
Yeah, their 5th penalty of the game. Homestead themselves have had quite a few. I believe there were 14 combined penalties between these teams in last year's matchup, which Homestead won 21-13.
Automatic 1st down.
So it's an automatic 1st down. 11-12 left in the third. Spartans up 17-0. Homestead with it at the Wayne 6-yard line. Ball in the left hash. Goody under center. A receiver either side. Tight end on the right side. Ball in the left hash. Burton, the running back. Receiver motions out from the right. Ball is snapped. Fake sweep. Hand off to Burton up the middle. He pushes forward into the end zone. Ryan Burton, his 3rd touchdown of the game, and the Spartans lead 23-0 with 10:47 left in the third.
And coming into this game, many people were probably wondering who would be the replacement for Braden Hart because he's out with an injury for the rest of the season for this Homestead team, and Ryan Burton has played very well in this one. 3 rushing touchdowns, quite a few yards, as the passing attack for the Spartans has not been able to happen as well because of this weather, but Ryan Burton, a great game, his 3rd rushing touchdown.
His 3rd rushing touchdown, Homestead 23-0. Gunnar Fry on to attempt the extra point, looking to make it 24-0 with 10:47 left in the third quarter. So a good kick return from Malik Mickens, set up with good field position, and Ryan Burton, once it in, does the rest. Extra point up and good. 24-0 Homestead with 10:47 left in the third.
The kick is good.
And obviously not against the best defense in the town, but Ryan Burton, he's looked very good in this game.
Yeah, Ryan Burton looking very solid, and like I said, Wayne not the best defense, but given the weather, it is somewhat impressive because the field is obviously very slippery, a lot of fumbled snaps, and overall just not the greatest playing conditions.
Homestead up 24-0, 10:47 left in the third. Wayne will get the ball back. Anything Wayne starts to pass a little bit more, knowing that if they want any chance of winning, they have to hurry up?
I think they might try it, but I really don't think it's going to be very effective. As I mentioned, over 15 miles per hour wind right now. It's probably going to be approaching what feels like in the 30s soon. Felt like 40 degrees last time I checked. They could try passing it, but so far, not even Homestead has really been effective in the passing game.
Spartans up 24-0 with 10:47 left in the third. Still plenty of time for the mercy rule to come into effect. The running game has gotten the job done for the Spartans for the most part. Also had some big returns on the special teams. Forced a couple of turnovers. Archel with an interception. Matt Miller recovered a fumble after the quarterback couldn't handle the snap. So the Spartans taking advantage of their opportunities. Wayne, on the other hand, really struggling as they're down 24-0. Fry kicks off. Line drive for the middle. Takes a bounce, and Homestead had a chance to recover it on the ground to hit a Wayne player and bounce towards the Spartans, and Homestead has it. I guess a lucky kick and an unassuming Wayne player on the return team bounced back towards the Spartans. It couldn't really grab it at first, but it looks like they recovered it on the ground. So Homestead comes back out there, and they'll have it at the Wayne 45.
It's kind of a crazy play right there for this Homestead team as they're able to get the ball back.
A bit of an unlucky bounce for the Generals, and the Spartans are right back out there. Tyler Burris now in at running back. 1st and 10 at the Wayne 45. Goody still at quarterback. Ball on the right hash, 10:41 left in the third. Spartans up 24-0. A receiver out right, tight end left side. Ball is snapped. Goody hands off to Burris in the backfield. He's pulled down for a loss of about 4, nothing going there. Tyler Burris has been getting the ball out, and a lot of times the defenders are in the backfield to hit him not long after he gets it.
Yeah, not really his fault, just the defensive line, or the offensive line for the Spartans not playing the greatest one. Burris has it, so you really can't judge him as a running back, as it seemed when Hardwick played, he had so many openings and was able to run for quite a bit. As Homestead looking for the next running back. Burton 3 rushing touchdowns, but Burris also in right now.
2nd and 13, ball at the Wayne 48. 2 receivers out left, ball in the middle of the field. Ball is snapped, hand off to Burris up the middle, gets to the Wayne 45. Fumble on the ground. Wayne recovered it. There is a flag on the play.
Fumble on the play recovered by Wayne. With the flag
we'll have to see what the flag is. If it's on Homestead, this will stand as a fumble.
Holding call on
so
Homestead.
Holding on Homestead declined, so Wayne will take over. Another fumble. And the Generals have it. That's the 3rd fumble lost by the Spartans in this game.
Yeah, the stats are going to make it look like Homestead had a terrible game, but really just because of the weather. Very slippery, ball's very slippery, very rainy out. Homestead haven't really had this many turnovers the entire season.
So Homestead got a little lucky getting the ball back. Unable to make it pay off as they fumble it right back. Wayne and gets it at their own 48 to start. Sophomore Aiden Meek leads the Generals offense back out there down 24-0. About 10 minutes left in the third. I formation, 2 receivers out left, 1 out right. Ball in the middle of the field. Ball is snapped. Meek rolls out right side, looking to pass. Under some pressure, right sideline. He's hit and taken out of bounds. It was Nick Martin there to push him out. That'll be a sack or a loss of yards at least, and 2nd down and long for the Generals.
Yeah, quarterback Meek wasn't able to get rid of it. Just ran straight out of bounds.
Tackle made by Nick Martin.
You would think being down 24-0 now, if Wayne wants any chance, he might start passing a little bit more, though they were not very successful with that in the first half.
2nd down and say about 14 for the Generals. 9:53 left in the third quarter. Homestead up 24-0. Wayne with it at their own 44. Ball in the right hash. I formation, a receiver either side, and the tight end to the left. It looks like a player stopped to tie his shoe for the Generals. That's Sean Collins. And hope he gets his shoe tied all right.
He could secretly be giving the players a little bit more rest. Maybe his shoe was tied, then he untied it.
You think he double knots his laces?
I don't think so. With it being untied, you would think probably only single lace.
It's a bit of a hot take right there.
Actually, it looks like he just threw off his glove. He was not able to tie it correctly.
Yeah, that could be an issue. Maybe the rain had a little bit of impact, caused the laces to loosen up.
You never know.
It's 2nd down and 14 for Wayne at their own 44. 9:53 left in the third quarter. Homestead up 24-0. So I formation, a receiver either side, tight end to the left. Homestead defense pitching a shutout in this one. Ball is snapped. Pitch out right side to Collins. Hit in the backfield by Palmer. Pulls through the tackle. Gets forward to about the line of scrimmage before he's taken down. Luke Palmer able to slow him up. And Sean Collins able to make a couple men miss, but eventually
Collins, ball carrier.
pulled down. It'll be third down, about 14 or 15 for the
Lost about 1
Generals.
yard on the play. That'll bring up
Yeah,
third
you think it's
down.
probably 4 down territory here for Wayne, so if you can gain about half the distance, maybe 7 or 8 yards or so, probably go for it. On fourth
Third down and 15 for the Generals, 9-10 left. In the third quarter, Spartans up 24-0. Wayne definitely taking their time in this game. On offense, ball on the left hash, a receiver either side, I formation, tight end to the right. 3rd and 15, the Homestead defense looking to get a stop and get the ball back. Ball is snapped. Flag is thrown. This will probably be a false start on the Generals. Their
Flag
third
before the
false
snap.
start of the game, and it'll make it
False
third
start
down
call
even
Wayne,
more
and a 5-yard
difficult.
penalty.
A 3rd and 20.
We play third down.
I believe their 6th penalty or something like that of the game. Quite a few on Wayne.
I believe that's their 6th penalty. The Generals not playing great in this one, down 24-0 with 8:45 left in the third. They'll have it on the left hash. A 3rd down and 20. I'm not sure they have 20 yards of total offense this game, so this will be pretty difficult for them. 2 receivers out right, 1 out left. 2 running backs in the backfield. Meek back to receive the snap. It's a bit of a low one. He'll hand it off up the middle to Fields. Gets forward to a 45, and he's flipped down.
Keyshawn Fields.
It'll be 4th down and about 13 for the Generals.
On the run for Wayne.
Now I'm not sure if they're going to go for it. Doesn't look like it.
Looks like the punt team's heading out there with 8:09 left in the third quarter. 4th and 13
7-yard
for the
kickoff,
Generals.
that'll bring up 4th
They'll be
down.
punting at their own 45. Archibald back to return the kick for the Spartans.
Archibald will be able to have another huge return for this Homestead team. Played well in special teams so far.
7:50 left in the third. Spartans up 24-0. Wayne punting it away at their own 45. Schneider awaits the snap. Archibald back to return at his own 25. Ball is snapped. The punt's away, and it's a short one. It'll bounce. Archibald will let it bounce, and it'll stop at about the Homestead 21. So the Spartans, the ways to go if they want to score, and it looks like Grady Swing will head out there at quarterback.
Brought down.
Yeah, so Luke Goody
Just
obviously
inside
not
the
out there. The
20-yard line.
backup
That's where
quarterback
Homestead will start
swinging.
first down and 10.
Homestead up 24-0, but I don't really sense a Wayne comeback with how their offense has played so far.
New quarterback.
So definitely
for
go down
Homestead,
as Goody's
number 15,
low
Grady
for passing
Swing.
yards in the game as he wasn't able to throw the ball too much. Grady Swing now out there at quarterback. As the Spartans head out on offense at their own 21, 7:28 left in the third, they lead 24-0. A receiver either side. Swing up under center. Burris in at running back. Ball is snapped. Hand off to Burris up the middle, pushes forward for a few yards out past the 30 or 25, and he's pulled down shy of the 30. So a good run on first down for Tyler Burris. Sets up 2nd down and about 4.
Burris, the ball carrier for
Coming
the
into this
Spartans.
game, Tyler Burris only had 16 carries for 51 yards. He's gotten quite a few carries in this one, probably approaching that 51-yard mark, you think?
You'd think he's come close. It'll be 2nd down and 3 for the Spartans at their own 28. 7 minutes left in the third quarter. .6:55 left now. Spartans up 24-0. Swing the backup quarterback out there, the sophomore. Burris, the running back, a receiver either side. Ball in the middle of the field. 2 tight ends to the left. Ball is snapped. Swing fumbles it. Was able to fall on it. No, and a 4th turnover for the Spartans, a 4th fumble. And Wayne will get it inside the Homestead 30.
Yeah, you think now is as good a time of any for Wayne to mount a comeback. Homestead puts their backup quarterback in, only up by 24 points. This would be huge if Wayne is actually able to put up some points on the board right here.
6:37 left in the third as the Generals take over at the Spartan 27. Homestead leading 24-0. As sophomore quarterback Aiden Meek leads the Generals attack back out there. Actually looks like it'll be a new quarterback, Anthony Mixon. 2 running backs in the backfield with him. He's back to receive the snap. 2 receivers out right, 1 out left. 1st and 10 for Wayne. Mixon fakes the handoff. He's back to throw. Throws it short left side. Caught by a Wayne receiver, and he's thrown out of bounds by Mickens after a gain of a few yards.
Yeah, and now Wayne even putting their backup quarterback in. You don't want to risk any injuries in this type of uncertain weather, uncertain how the
Quarterback
field
in
will
for
be.
Wayne's number 3, Anthony
Homestead
Nixon.
is going to go on to win this one. I really don't see Wayne coming back here, so why not just put the backups in right now?
Mixon 11 of 18 on the year. Well, 12 and 19 now. Had a touchdown and interception heading into this one. 2nd and 8 for the Generals. 2 receivers out right, 1 out left. Ball in the left hash. Mixon in the backfield with Collins and Fields. Waiting the snap. Ball is snapped. Handoff to Fields up the middle. Gets some room inside the 25. Tripped up and taken down shy of the 20.
Keyshawn Fields, the ball carrier.
Keyshawn Fields gets a few yards and it'll be 3rd down and about 6 for the Generals. 5:40 left in the
2-yard
third.
pickup
Spartans
on
up
the play.
24
3rd down
nothing.
and 6 coming up for Wayne.
Keyshawn Fields probably the best player on this Wayne team. The team's leading tackler and leading rusher coming into this game. Not able to do too much, though, as Wayne's still scoreless.
3rd down and 6 for the Generals. 5:20 left in the third. Spartans up 24 nothing. They have it at the Homestead 23. 2 receivers out right, 1 out left. Ball near the left hash. Mixon in the backfield with 2 running backs. That's Fields and Collins awaiting the snap. He's back. Ball is snapped. Handoff to Fields right side. Tripped up and taken down. He'll fall forward for about a yard, but it was Nick Martin to get back there and pull down the big Keyshawn Fields. Fields a very big running back. 6'3", 215.
Yeah, and you have to wonder how else this game would have played out if the weather was nice, similar to last week against Carroll. It was still cold, but not this type of rain and precipitation.
4th down and 6. Wayne really with no choice but to go for it. Down 24 nothing with 4:40 left in the third. Ball in the middle of the field. 2 receivers out right, 1 out left. Mixon the quarterback in the backfield with Fields and Collins. Homestead defense looking to get the ball back after the fumble. 4 turnovers for the Spartans in this game. Ball is snapped. Mixon back to throw left sideline. Way too high for his receiver. Incomplete. That'll be a turnover on downs.
Pass is incomplete, which results in a turnover on down.
Yeah, in this game,
Homestead offense
pretty much
takes the field.
a turnover fest at this point. Teams turning it over left and right. No one really able to put up any points. Homestead, they have scored 24, but still quite considerably lower than their average, which is just about 40 points per game. And the pass game hasn't been involved much for the Spartans either.
1st and 10 for Homestead as they take over at their own 23. Grady Swing, the backup quarterback, still out there. Burris, the running back. Ball in the right hash. A receiver either side, a tight end to the left or right. Ball is snapped. Handoff to Burris on 1st down. 25. Pushes forward to close to the 30 before he's dropped, setting up 2nd down and about 4 or 5.
Yeah, quite a few players out there that we're not really familiar with. We haven't seen them a ton for this Homestead team, most notably quarterback Grady Swing, the backup quarterback to Luke Goody.
2nd down and 3, actually. Got about 7 yards on 1st down. 3:55 left to go in the third quarter. So Homestead up 24 nothing over the Wayne Generals. Swing, the backup quarterback, still out there with Burris, the running back. A receiver either side. Tight end to the right. Ball is snapped. Handoff to Burris on 2nd and 3. Gets the 1st down. Pushes forward for a few more yards before he's pulled down. Out to the Homestead 38. Tyler Burris
7 yards.
with a gain of about 7 or 8 yards. Keeps the chains moving. And Homestead has a new set of downs.
It's crazy how much of a difference 24 points can feel. That's the margin for the Spartans right now. 24 points against Wayne and 24 points against Snyder. It's quite different, as it feels like Snyder could score at any moment, while Wayne, they really haven't done much at all this game on offense.
3:15 left in the third. Homestead up 24 nothing. They have it at their own 38, 1st and 10. Ball near the right hash, swing under center. A receiver either side, Burris in the backfield. Ball is snapped. Handoff to Burris up the middle, gets forward to the 45. Close to the 1st down marker before he's pulled down. Tyler Burris keeps the chains moving. A 10-yard pickup, and Tyler Burris having some success out there. Getting a lot better blocks than he did earlier in the game.
Yeah, and Burris had a decent game, given how much he played last week against Carroll. After Hardwick went out, he's looked pretty solid in this one. Split time with Ryan Burton, running back.
Homestead with the 1st and 10 at their own 48. 2:40 left in the third quarter. No mercy rule yet, but the game has gone by relatively fast due to the teams both keeping it on the ground a lot. Homestead with the 1st and 10, ball in the middle of the field. A receiver either side, tight end to the right. Swing under center, Burris the running back. Ball is snapped, handoff to Burris to the outside. Gets forward to the 50, and he's pulled down at about the left hash. gain about 2 or 3 yards on first down, setting up second down and 8.
Pickup, second down and 8 coming up for Homestead.
And at this point, it's probably just time to run out the clock. That's kind of the idea for this Homestead team right now. The mercy rule likely not going to happen. That's a 35-point margin. It's only 24 right now. As Wayne not looking good on offense. Homestead playing pretty well in this one.
2 minutes left in the third quarter. Homestead up 24-0. They have it at midfield. Ball on the left hash, a receiver either side. Tight end to the left. Swing, the backup quarterback under center. Burris, the running back, out there. Receiver motions from the left. Ball is snapped. Flag is thrown. This will probably be a false start, I would think.
Flag before the snap, false start.
Yes, so that'll move them back 5 yards, make it second down and 13 for the Spartans, pushing them back to their own 45.
And it seemed like Homestead, they've done pretty well avoiding the penalties up until this game. They've had quite a few of them, but overall this season I think much better than last in terms of avoiding penalties.
Second and 13 for Homestead at their own 45. Minute 25 left in the third quarter. Spartans up 24-0. A receiver either side, tight end to the right, and a fullback up on the left side. Ball on the left hash, swing under center. Burris, the running back. Ball is snapped. Hand off to Burris up the middle, makes a man miss, bounces out left side down past the 50, and he's pulled down. It'll be third down.
Burris, the ball
Let's say about 7 for the Spartans.
6-yard pickup on the play.
Just about a minute left in the third quarter. This Homestead drive taking quite a bit of time off the clock as Tyler Burris looking more and more solid after each run, getting that experience.
It'll be third down and 7 for Homestead at the Wayne 49, 45 seconds left in the third. Spartans up 24-0. A receiver either side, swing under center. Tight end to the left, ball in the left hash. Ball is snapped. Swing will hand off to Burris on third down. He's tripped up immediately. Loss of about 1, so it'll be fourth down and 8 for the Spartans. So we can expect them to probably let the clock run out on this third quarter.
Yeah, you definitely think so. Not really a point of running a play right here.
10 seconds left. That will be the final play of the third quarter, as Homestead will have a 4th and 8 at midfield. And Braden, do you have some score updates for us?
Yeah, I do. So Carroll is up 16-0. They had a goal line halfback toss for the touchdown. They missed a PAT. Northrop took the Northside made it 3-10 after a red zone field goal. And then Lewis and Southside is now at 14-6 after Lewis was able to get an HB dive that went from a short play to a long touchdown.
So some close games around the conference right now as we're set for the fourth quarter. Not really a close game, 24-0. Maybe not as big of a blowout as we initially thought, but the rain has certainly had something to do with that.
Definitely, and going to that Northside game, hopefully they're able to pull it out. Pick them almost every single week to win. Hopefully they're able to pull out the win over Northrop. A much improved Northrop from last year in terms of wins.
Homestead with a 4th and 8 at midfield. It looks like they will in fact punt it.
Some scores around the area.
As Wayne has Nate, or actually Ronald Elliott III back to return as Goody will punt to start the fourth quarter.
16, Concordia 0. All scores from the third quarter.
Homestead punting out, Goody to punt. Not in the game at quarterback anymore, but he is still the team's punter. This punt's a high one, fielded by Moore at his 20. Gets upfield to the 25-30, bounces out right side, gets to the right sideline 40, up to the 50, knocked out of bounds, or actually steps out of bounds himself. And Wayne will have good field position. Not sure they'll do anything with it, but they have good field position to start with 11:47 left in the fourth. Homestead 24-0.
I wouldn't really be surprised if we don't see either team score the remainder of this game. Wayne haven't been able to do anything on offense. They haven't even had too many big plays at all.
Wayne scoreless in this one. Hardly been able to move the ball. The Homestead defense shut them down. The rain played a large factor in both teams' offensive success, but Homestead obviously a far better offensive team than Wayne, and they have been able to score on the ground. Ryan Burton with 3 touchdowns on the ground so far.
Homestead still with a lot of their defensive starters out.
1st and 10 for Wayne at their own 49. Mixing the quarterback. Flag is thrown. And will be a
call
delay
on
of
Wayne.
game on Wayne. I'm not sure how you get a delay of game coming out of a kickoff return.
Yeah, something you don't really see a
5-yard
lot
penalty,
at all
first down,
in high school
15.
football. A delay of game. Wayne has been cutting it close pretty much every single play, running the play clock down.
It is actually Aiden Meek back out there at quarterback. 2 running backs in the backfield with him, 2 receivers out right, 1 out left, ball in the right hash. Receiver motions out right from the slot. Ball is snapped, handoff to Fields up the middle. Hit at the line of scrimmage, and you'll be pulled down by a swarm of Spartan defenders, maybe a gain of about 1. But it'll be second down and 14
Keyshawn
for the
Fields,
Generals.
ball carrier.
Yeah, Homestead's defense playing
Gain
pretty
about
good in
1
this
yard on
one.
play, second
Wayne's
down,
offense, they
14.
weren't the worst in the conference. They were the 7th best, so there were a few other teams that were lower than them. So Homestead defense doing a pretty good job in this one.
Second and 14 for the Generals at their own 45. 11-17 left in the fourth quarter. Homestead up 24-0. Aiden Meek in at quarterback, a 2 running back set once again in the backfield. 2 receivers out right, 1 out left. Ball near the middle of the field. Slot receiver from the right motions out left. Ball is snapped. Handoff to Fields. He'll bounce out right side, past the right hash towards the sideline. He's dropped in the backfield. Keyshawn Fields got nothing going there.
By Luke Palmer.
That was Luke Palmer to get back there and make the tackle for loss, and it'll be third down. And about 15 for the Generals.
Keyshawn
Third
Fields, you
15
mentioned,
coming
very
up for
big
Wayne.
running back, 6'3", 215 pounds. You don't really see running backs that big, but is also the team's leading tackler, so very good offensive player and defensive player for Wayne.
I believe a timeout will be called by Wayne.
called by
Both
Wayne.
teams talking things over, and well, we can't really expect too much to happen for the rest of the game.
No, I really don't see either team scoring much at this point at all. With Homestead having their backups out and backup quarterback Grady Swing, he hasn't really proven this season that he's able to lead the team down the field. He's able to hand the ball off quite efficiently, but definitely not the passing threat that Luke Goody is. But really, neither team has had a good game in the passing attack because of this weather and the wind and the rain.
Homestead up 24-0 right now. 10:24 left in the fourth quarter of this ball game. Wayne, do you expect them to start passing a little more, or do you think they're even going to try to come back in this one?
No, I really don't think they're going to be able to put any points on the board. Maybe just keep running it, get some more positive yards, but the passing game hasn't looked the greatest for the Generals.
Homestead holding on to a 24-0 lead. Haven't been able to do too much on offense due to the weather. Wayne definitely hasn't been able to do much on offense.
Yeah, I can't wait to look at the final stats and see how many yards Wayne actually has. It's probably going to be under 100, you think.
Third and 15 for Wayne at their own 44. Ball in the right hash. 2 receivers out left, 1 out right. Meek the quarterback and with 2 running backs in the backfield. Ball is snapped, low snap. Meek back to throw on third down. Under pressure, steps up, rolls out right side, avoids that pressure, and runs out of bounds after picking up about a yard. It'll be fourth down and 14 for the Generals.
Knocked out of bounds.
So it
Gain a
appears
couple
like Holmes
yards,
said they're going
bring
to
a fourth down
prove
for
to
Wayne.
8-0 on the season. I don't think Wayne's going to be able to score 24 points in this quarter to come back and tie the game.
And barring a miracle, that'll mean that Homestead will hold on to win their first ever victory bell.
Yeah, been quite the improvement from last season to this season. I think the first thing you have to look at is the quarterback, or the decision to go with 1 quarterback instead of the 2, Jake Archibald and Luke Goody, to just Luke Goody this season.
Fourth and 14 for Wayne. 10-16 left in the fourth. Homestead up 24-0. Ball in the right hash. 3 receivers out left, 1 out right. Meek back to throw on fourth down. Rolls out left side. Throws it deep downfield. Deflected, incomplete. A turnover on downs, and a flag is thrown.
A flag on the play, personal foul. called
And a
on
roughing the
Homestead.
passer will be called on Homestead. So this will result in a first down, I believe.
It also appeared like one of the Wayne players was holding the Homestead defensive lineman, wasn't able to get to the quarterback, but still a penalty on the Spartans.
Looks like the roughing the passer was called on Evan
Roughing the
Ormsby.
passer called on
Got back
Homestead.
there and hit him late, so Wayne gets lucky
15-yard penalty,
and gets a
automatic
first down, but I doubt they'll be able to do anything with it.
Yeah, Wayne hasn't really been able to do much on offense at all. They've ran the ball a lot of times, not a lot of passes. The passing game not really efficient for either team.
First and 10 for Wayne at the Homestead 39, ball in the right hash. 3 receivers out left, 1 out right. Meek in the backfield with Fields. Shotgun formation. Low snap. Meek is able to pick it up And he'll just keep it himself, and he's pulled forward about the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and in this type of game, I kind of talked about it earlier, it doesn't really show who the better team is. Obviously, Homestead, the way better team than Wayne coming into this one, but with the passing game being limited for both teams, it changes this Homestead team quite a bit, and obviously no Braden Hardwick, so Homestead no passing game, and they're leading running back out this game, so they've had quite a few challenges, you'd think, coming into this one, but hasn't proven on the scoreboard as they lead by 24.
9:35 left in the fourth quarter. Wayne with it, 2nd and 10 at the Homestead 39. Spartans up 24-0. Ball in the right hash, 2 receivers out right, 1 out left. I formation. Meek under center for the Generals. Ball is snapped, handoff to Collins, avoids a tackler in the backfield, and he'll fall forward for a gain of a couple yards, setting up a 3rd down and 8 for the Generals.
Wayne getting closer and closer to the end zone, still quite a ways to go. This 3rd down conversion will be huge for the Generals, who are 0-7 on the season.
9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Homestead up 24-0. 3rd down and 8 for the Generals. Homestead defense looking to get their 2nd shutout of the year.
First shutout against Lures. Nearly had one against Concordia, but due to literally a last-second rushing touchdown, Concordia was not shut out.
3rd and 8 for the Generals at the Homestead 38. Ball in the right hash. Timeout looks to be called. Or actually, the ref just blew the whistle. They'll resume play. 2 receivers out left, 1 out right. I formation. Ball near the right hash. 3rd down and 8 for the Generals. Ball is snapped. Pitch out left side to Collins. He drops it, puts it on the ground. We'll see who came up with it. Wayne did recover to able to avoid their what will be their 3rd turnover. There is one positive takeaway for Wayne. They have won the turnover battle in this one, with Homestead turning over 4 times.
Yeah, Wayne, they had 11 lost fumbles coming into this game. Homestead, actually, they had 2 last week against Carroll, 2 very costly ones, and I believe maybe won the rest of the season. Another Hardwick run, but not too many turnovers for this Homestead team, but obviously the weather, a big factor because of that.
4th and 9 for Wayne at the Homestead 38. 7:40 left in the fourth quarter. Homestead up 24-0. Ball at the middle of the field. 2 receivers out right, 1 out left. I formation. Meek under center. Homestead looking to force a turnover on downs. Meek back to throw, rolls out right side. Under pressure, steps up, throws it downfield, deflected out of bounds by Martin. And that'll be a turnover on downs. Homestead will take over at their own 38.
Turnover on downs.
Yeah, turnover on downs for Northside, for Wayne, as they're not able to convert. I was thinking about how this weather is somewhat similar to Northside, very rainy environment, although the Spartans' offense was still good in that one, put up 47, only 24 this one.
This game reminds me of last year's Southside game, bad weather. Homestead shut Southside out, weren't really able to do too much on offense, so just bad weather, and they were in control the whole game. Homestead with it, 1st and 10 at their own 38, swing out there at quarterback. Looks like Burris, the running back. Receiver either side, tight end to the right. Ball is snapped, handoff to Burris, cuts out past the 40, and he's pulled down, flag on the play.
4-yard pickup, but a flag is on the play.
Looks like it's going to go against Homestead.
Holding on Homestead.
It will be a holding on Homestead. That'll be a 10-yard penalty. So it'll be 1st and 20 for the Spartans.
Yeah, I think that was a good comparison you had from this game to Southside from last year. Neither team was really able to do much, but Homestead, they won 29-0, and this one's 24-0.
Only difference is no reserves for Homestead in this one, coming in and playing a phenomenal game. Last year we saw John Bond, a backup defensive tackle, come in, put on a show. 1st down and 20 for the Spartans. 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter, up 24-0. Ball at their own 26. Ball in the right hash. Receiver either side, Burris the running back. And swing drops the snap. He falls on it, so it'll be 2nd down and about 21 for the Spartans.
Yeah, a lot of backups out there on the offensive end for the Homestead Spartans right now. Obviously, quarterback, quite a few backup receivers. Looks like Nate Anderson, Ethan Chambers out there.
2nd down and 21.
2nd down and 21 for the Spartans. 6:30 left in the fourth quarter. Homestead up 24-0. A receiver either side. Swing under center, Burris, the running back. Ball is snapped. Handoff to Burris up the middle. Gets past the 30. Towards the right hash, and he's wrapped up by a swarm of Wayne Generals defenders. It'll be 3rd down and about 15 for the Spartans.
6-yard pickup, 3rd down.
Yeah, it's kind of how this game has gone. A lot of runs, a lot of 3rd and 4th downs for both teams. Quite a few punts in this one as well.
5:50 left in the 4th quarter. Homestead up 24-0. 3rd down and 14 at their own 33. Ball a couple yards from the right hash. Swing under center, a receiver either side. Tight end to the right, and Burris out there at running back. Ball is snapped. Swing back to throw on 3rd down. Throws it deep, way underthrown and intercepted by Wayne. They'll get upfield inside the 30 before they're pulled down. That was Ronald Elliott III who got the interception. Swing just lobbed it up there. No one was in the area, and that's an easy pick for Wayne. I believe Homestead's 5th turnover.
Yeah, but this isn't, it's not like 5 turnovers against Wayne on a normal playing field conditions, with obviously the rain and the wind being a huge factor. And yeah, Grady Swing just kind of threw that one up there and was intercepted.
So Wayne takes over at the Homestead 25, still scoreless. Spartans up 24-0 with 5:18 left in the 4th. Ball in the right hash, 2 receivers out left, 1 out right. Meek, the quarterback, 2 running backs out there in the backfield. Timeout called, I believe, by Homestead.
Timeout, Homestead.
And even though the weather is really bad, Homestead, and I'm sure if you're a coach, you don't like to see this type of sloppy play.
No, thankfully it's by most of the backups rather than the starters. But yeah, if you're a Homestead fan, not the type of football you're used to seeing this season, as it's been pretty much perfect. Homestead's played pretty much a perfect season so far, obviously undefeated. Going to stay undefeated, 8-0 after this one.
I'm more than likely holding on for the victory bell. Brian, do you have a score update for us?
Yeah, I got 2. So Northside tied it up with Northrop. It's now 10-10. And Lures took a 20-6 lead after they threw the corner of the end zone, but their PAT was blocked, so that's why we got 2 funky scores.
1st and 10 for Wayne at the Homestead 25. 2 receivers out left, 1 out right. Ball in the right hash. Meek in the backfield with Fields and Collins, the running backs. Low snap, handoff to Fields, right side, pushes forward to about the 20 before he's pulled down. Gain of about 4 on 1st down, setting up 2nd down and 6 for the Generals.
You think this drive right here, this great field position, probably the best chance Wayne has had to score the entire game.
They've had some chances, just haven't been able to move the ball. Homestead's sloppy play has given them some good field position at times. 2nd and 6 for Wayne at the Spartan 22. 4:45 left in the 4th. Spartans up 24-0. Ball in the right hash. 2 receivers out left. Meek, the quarterback, in the backfield with Fields and Collins, the running backs. Handoff up the middle. Actually, that's not Collins. That's Ronald Elliott III who gets it. He'll be pulled down at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 7 for the Generals.
Clock winding down.
Ronald
Just
Elliott,
over
the 3rd ball
4
carrier.
minutes right now. You think Wayne would have plenty of time to score just to avoid the shutout.
3rd and 7 for the Generals. 4:10 left in the 4th quarter. Homestead up 24-0. Ball to Spartan 22 on the right hash. 2 receivers out left, 1 out right. Meek in the backfield with Collins. Throws out left side for Collins. Caught in the backfield, and he'll be dropped. A big loss on the play. The Homestead defender, that was Carter Cronin, went the backup safety who got back there to tackle him for a loss, and it'll be 4th down and long for the Generals. Say about 11.
This will be huge if Wayne wants any chance of avoiding a shutout. Actually, I don't think Wayne has been shut out the entire season, which is somewhat surprising given their 0-7, but the offense average is just under 20 points per game.
And Wayne huddling up, trying to decide what to do. They have a 4th and 11 at the Spartan 26. 3:20 left in the 4th.
Probably going to call timeout here. 7 seconds on the play clock. Yeah, unless they want to take the delay of game.
Maybe to move them further back from field goal range, but they will call it timeout. And right now, Homestead probably just, your goal is to preserve the shutout.
Timeout, Wayne.
Yeah, similar to the Concordia game. It was only, what was it, 35-0. Still 24-0. It's a little bit closer in this one, but still Homestead playing pretty good overall. They put their backups in pretty early on in this one, in the second half. But it's been all Spartans in this one. Wayne, I'd say this is probably by far their best chance to score, or one could argue that their best chance to score was on that Grady swing interception returned to the end zone, because they haven't been too accurate with their passes, and their running game has really struggled in this one. The Homestead defense playing pretty well.
4th down and 11 for the Wayne Generals at the Spartan 26. 3:09 left in the 4th quarter. Homestead up 24-0. Ball in the middle of the field. 2 receivers out right, 1 out left. It's Meek in the backfield with 2 running backs. That's Elliott and Fields. Back to throw on 4th down. There's a screen pass out to Elliott, caught, and he'll be pulled down at the line of scrimmage. Trey Kreiner in there to get the stop. A turnover on downs. The Spartan offense will head back out there with 3 minutes left.
Yeah, you think try not to fumble it, just hold on to the ball if you're Homestead. We've seen Grady Swing have a few turnovers this game, although the weather obviously playing a little bit into that. But if you're Homestead, maybe just run it a few times, let the clock run out, and preserve the shutout.
1st and 10 at their own 25, 3 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Spartans up 24-0, 3 minutes away from the first ever SAC title. 2 receivers out left, 1 out right, ball in the right hash, or left hash actually. Swing under center, Burris the running back. Slot receiver motions, low snap, swing, drops it on the ground. A pile for the ball. We'll have to see who comes up with it. It could be a 6th turnover for the Spartans. And Homestead does recover. Another bad snap, and actually Wayne has it.
And just what I said for Homestead not to do, they fumble it. This is probably one of the games with their most turnovers in school history, it feels like.
So Wayne takes over at the Homestead 22. Haven't been able to move the ball at all this game, but turnovers have given them some good field position. 2:44 left in the 4th quarter. Spartans up 24-0. Wayne takes over on the right hash. Meek back out at quarterback. 3 receivers out left, 1 out right. Meek in the backfield with Fields. 1st and 10. Ball is snapped, a low snap on the ground, and it looks like Homestead recovered it. A fumble recovered by Homestead.
Snap is fumbled by Wayne, and Homestead recovered.
And it looked like Nick Stammen got back there to recover the fumble.
I think that's the 2nd time this game there has been back-to-back fumbles on back-to-back plays. This is quite the game.
1st and 10 for Homestead now. At their own 28, 2:38 left in the 4th, up 24-0. How many more turnovers do you think we can see in this time?
I'm guessing, let's say 2 more. That's my prediction.
Timeout, Wayne.
Timeout called by Wayne for what reason, I'm not entirely sure. This game is essentially over. But I believe that's 3 or 4 turnovers for Wayne. Homestead, I think, was 6.
Yeah, something like that. And it looks like Northside took a 17-10 lead. I believe that's 17 straight points scored by the Legends. So my Northside team doing their job against Northrop. Hopefully they hold on to win, and my prediction will be right.
Homestead 24-0 right now with 2:38 left in the 4th quarter. Very reminiscent of last year's Southside game, except with far more turnovers.
Yeah, turnovers. Quite a few in this one. If you like sloppy football and turnovers, this is the game.
Ball on the left hash. 2 receivers out left, 1 out right. Shotgun formation for the Spartans. Looks like swing out there at quarterback with Burrs, the running back. Receiver in motion. Jet sweep to Caleb Fritch. He gets out right side, past the right hash, up to the 35. Cuts upfield to the 40. Fritch pulled down at about the 43. A 1st down run. Caleb Fritch returns kicks, gets in late in the game. We've seen him utilized a lot on the jet sweeps.
Yeah, very good play by Caleb Fritch right there for the Homestead Spartans. You'd think they could just hold on to the ball. The victory bell will be theirs, winning the SAC for the first time in quite impressive season.
1st and 10, looks like they're going into victory formation. They have to let the clock hit under 2 minutes before that. There's 2:10 left in the 4th. Homestead up 24-0.
Hopefully they don't fumble the snap here.
Wayne is out of timeouts, so nothing to stop the clock. The clock hits 2 minutes. Swing takes the knee. And 2 more knees, and Homestead will win the victory bell.
Yeah, we kind of expected this coming in. Expected to be a little bit more of a blowout, but still, Homestead's going to win this one 8-0. I really don't see them moving up in the AP poll just because the 2 teams in front of them have had an easy schedule this week, but still number 3 team in the state in Class 6A.
Minute 30 left in the 4th quarter. Homestead up 24-0. And a game filled with rain, turnovers, and running plays. Swing will take another knee. Clock hits 1:20. Takes another knee.
Another kneel by the Spartans.
3rd down, and all it take will be 1 more knee, and what a season it's been for the Spartans.
Yeah, been quite the impressive season for Homestead. Many doubted them beating Dwanger and Snyder in back-to-back weeks, how impressive that was, and you mentioned quite a few turnovers in this one. I like apple and cherry.
Quite a few turnovers. 45 seconds left in the 4th quarter. 3rd and 14 for Homestead at their own 38. We don't expect them to try and go for it. More than likely just take the knee here. 30 seconds left. Ball is snapped. Knee is taken. With that, the clock will run out. Homestead will win the victory bell for the first time in school history. The clock's still running, but both teams going to the handshake lines. What a season it's been for the Spartans. A shutout win, 24-0. 8-0 on the year, number 3 in 6A. Really a dream season for the Spartans so far.
Yeah, the perfect season for Homestead, 8-0. Just an incredible season. Lou Goody playing well, all the receivers playing well, and been quite a season for this Homestead team. Very impressive.
As the clock hits 0, your final score, Homestead 24-0 as Homestead clinches their first ever SAC Conference Championship. The victory bell is coming to the southwest side of Fort Wayne as the Spartans continue their undefeated campaign. What a season it's been for Homestead.
Yeah, and Dwanger won the victory bell last season. Homestead, had the lead on them going into the 4th quarter, ended up losing that one, loss to Snyder last season as well, lost to Lures as the last season as well. They beat all those teams this season, destroyed Lures. They beat Dwanger only by 2, probably the toughest defense that Homestead has faced this season, and then pretty easily beat Snyder by 13 points, and just a great season overall for this Homestead football program.
The Gatorade was dumped on Coach Zolman. I'm sure he's already pretty wet. It's been a wet night. Lots of rain, but what a big win for the Spartan program. They've really seemed to take the next step this season.
Yeah, it's been pretty much incredible how much they've improved from last season to this season. I mentioned 6-3 in the regular season, 8-0 now. It's such a good season for this Homestead team.
Homestead up 20, or wins 24-0 over Wayne. A sloppy game, but a win nonetheless. The defense pitches a shutout. Big game for the Spartans. 3 rushing touchdowns for Ryan Burton on the game. Filled in for the injured Braden Hardwick, who will be out for the rest of the season. But Homestead won 24-0. And what are you guys' biggest takeaways from this game?
Well, not really too much to take away from this game. We pretty much expected this one. So Homestead is overall the better team. Wayne now falls to 0-8. Homestead 8-0 on the season. Just a great win for this Homestead team. Passing game wasn't quite there because of the weather. And like I said earlier, you really can't take too much from this game because of the weather. But still, Homestead, they're by far the better team in this one. And they beat the Wayne Generals. They did their job. They avoided what would have been a huge upset, and they got the 24-0 win.
Yeah, I agree with what you said. There were a lot of fumbles in this game, a lot of penalties, a lot of sloppy play, but you can't really take that away from this game because, I mean, it was just a horrible weather game. It was a nightmare to watch. But Homestead still came out with the win.
Some stats from the game. Obviously, the passing game wasn't a factor in this one. Luke Goody just 4 of 8 for 48 yards. And then for Wayne, Meek was just 2 of 4 for 7 yards. But on the ground, Ryan Burton had a nice game, 15 carries, 102 yards. Tyler Burris also, Burton had 3 touchdowns as well, and Tyler Burris also added 42 yards on the ground. Fields had 10 carries for 15 yards. The best rushing game for the Wayne Generals, Sean Collins, 10 carries for 0 yards. So not a great game for him. Not a great game for the Wayne offense. But Homestead able to hold on to win this game 24-0 and win the victory bell for the first time in school history. Been a great season for the Spartans and only continues as they are 8-0. And we hope you tune in next Friday as Homestead hosts the Southside Archers in the season finale. Before we leave, we want to give a quick thanks to some of our sponsors, including Casa Ristorante, Moe's Southwest Grill, Arby's at Coventry, and Marco's Pizza at Illinois and Scott Road. We want to give some thanks to our board op back in the studio for pushing all the right buttons, making us sound good, along with station manager Andy Dunn and on-site stadium producer Adam Schenkel for taking care of the on-site technology. Once again, your final score is Homestead 24, Wayne 0, as the Spartans improved to 8-0 on the year and have clinched the victory bell for the first time in program history. For Matt Saalfrank and Braden Carroll, I'm Donnie Harmon. Thank you once again for listening to another presentation of Homestead Spartan Football. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week as we say goodnight from Homestead High School. You've been listening to Homestead Football on the Point 91 FM.